Hey, welcome to the Porch Boys podcast. I am your devilishly handsome and bearded host, John, joined, of course, as always, by my beardless co-hosts, Seawall and Midget B. Also joined by our special guest, Brit from the Freckles and Brit Show. What's up, Brit? How you doing?
Hey, how are you guys tonight?
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Hey, we got one
Right?
of the best salt busters from libertarian Twitter, so that's always nice.
That's right. Yeah, we're going to mine some salt tonight. So, Britt, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself for those who may not know, although I'm sure that most of them do.
Um, I don't know if this audience knows me at all. I am on Twitter mostly at Tweets by Brit. I'm 1/3 of the Fab Show on Friday nights. I have a new show coming out with Sean Hickman in the beginning of next year, and it's going to be nothing to do. It's not going to be a libertarian show. We just both happen to be libertarians, or whatever, liberty minded people. I don't even know what a libertarian is.
No one
And
does.
yeah, they're just we're going to be interviewing a lot of people, doing a lot of different things. So look out for that. It's kind of our take on bringing clubhouse style conversation to YouTube, and then um, Thursday night, I'll be on with Sarah Higdon talking about a new kind of plan of action that we have to help the homeless in Atlanta, because a lot of you know I just moved to Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
or you might not know, I moved from Los Angeles to Georgia, and I felt like the best way for me to get inundated in Georgia was to kind of involve myself in the LP here and also involve myself in my community, because I believe that if you want to be free from government tyranny, you probably should do things to make sure that the government doesn't quote unquote help.
Right.
Sounds
Absolutely. No,
pretty
that's awesome.
based.
Yeah.
Not to embarrass you or anything, could you like turn up your gain or anything? Would you
My
be able to
what?
Your
The
turn up your
gain,
volume.
microphone gain?
your volume
Yeah.
a
Oh,
little bit. Yeah. A
can you
little
hear me
tad
better?
Anyway,
low.
yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. I didn't realize
I just boosted it to
I didn't
200% on
know
my
that
end,
about
so
Brit. See?
Yeah, you're good.
I didn't know that about Brit. See? So I learned something. See, we were in the middle of a good conversation before we hit the air. So those of you listening, we're not privy to some of the things we were, yes, indeed, sharing the commonalities, indeed. But that sounds pretty awesome. So you moved to Atlanta, I imagine the northwest part of Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
little.
that's where most folks are going these days.
That's. I was just there in June. Blue
Yeah,
Ridge.
it's a
You're at?
beautiful part
Yeah,
of the
Blue
world,
Ridge.
man. Appalachia, man.
Yeah,
Appalachia.
up in the mountains.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
dude. Very
Yeah, it was
nice part of the
fantastic.
world, man. Very beautiful, for sure.
It was about. It was about.
Rustic.
It was about 2 hours, I think, north of north and west of Atlanta. So I don't. I'm not gonna. I don't want you to say exactly where you are. It was somewhere over there.
I'm outside of Atlanta,
Oh,
so
like
I'm
just outside.
Lake
yeah, like
Marietta.
I'm
Okay.
what they would call OT, so it's still, I'm still in Fulton County, but
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I'm
you're not
not.
even as far as Marietta. Shit.
No, no,
God.
no, no,
So
no.
how do you
Although,
how
yeah.
do you get involved in that community? I mean, coming there from LA, it's not like you're part of that community. So how do you get involved? I mean, what are you into? What are you doing? I mean,
Here,
obviously there's a homeless problem. Maybe you have a great deal of experience with that living in LA or having lived in LA. Like,
That's true.
I mean, is there some meaningful means by which to, actually give help to people who don't want help, who want to live a certain way? I
so
mean, I guess you can make their lives a little easier by, right?
Dude, midget, let her answer.
Yeah,
You've
please.
been you've been asking the question for like 3 minutes. Let
okay,
her answer.
well, I guess I'll just start, and you'll have to re-ask the parts I don't answer, because I didn't follow the bouncing ball well enough. I apologize. As far as like the LP and the Mises Caucus out here, um, funny enough, they kind of knew who I was. So when I mentioned I was out here, they reached out to me, and I I just kind of, got involved with that. Um, I was involved, obviously, in Mrs. Caucus in California, and California LP, and kind of on the social media side. I know that's really shocking that I would be, working in the social media aspect of it. And I was just kind of getting involved there in that aspect when I moved here. So now I'm doing that in Georgia. And then I'm just good friends with Sarah. And when I brought up the homeless situation and how I'd like to help, I, somebody had mentioned an organization at Atlanta that helps people get back on their feet. So immediately when they mentioned this organization, I said, I can do that. I set up a monthly donation to this charity because they know much more than I do how to help the homeless. And if it turns out that they're not, if there's a better way to do it or better charity, then I can always shift funds from there. But that's the thing that I could do immediately. So I immediately set up a monthly donation to them. Sarah also reached out to me and we started talking, and she was letting me know that she is taking a proposal to the city council in Atlanta that to try and help the homeless population that can be helped. Now I want to be kind of sensitive when I speak about this because there are people that are temporarily homeless, which a bulk of people, it's a large bulk of people, and rapid rehoming would help these people get back on their feet. There's people that have a mentality, like a street mentality mindset that starts to set in after a while. And that's something that we don't want, this problem of chronic homelessness. Then we want to try and combat that. And helping people is just the best way to do that, helping people early. There's a lot of people that there are, I guess you would call them like street people who this is their life. And it's going to be very hard to change that. And they don't want help. And it would require force to get them off the street. And it probably wouldn't take. And I'm not saying that there's a lost cause. I would never want to, I wouldn't say any human is a lost cause. But I would say that I'm going to help the people that I could probably help first before they get any worse. Right. And Sarah is on that same train with me. We are going to the city council with this proposal that would be mainly voluntary. It would be very, very little, involvement from the city or the state or the taxpayers or anything to do with that. Because again, we're trying to take the government out of the scenario because they don't really seem to help. So
ain't that the truth?
I can't give too much information on that. You guys can tune into her show on Thursday. We'll be talking about it more and kind of taking questions from the audience. And I know a lot of people think that this is a futile cause and it's useless, and so much money is thrown at so many things. And I say the same thing to this as I say to the people
who are being taxed every day, right? We're paying their freaking taxes every year. You can say the same thing. It's like, what is your freaking money going for?
Yeah.
Look at all the good it's doing out here. I'm
paying my taxes every day too. So
right. They might be getting drunk, but they're not bombing people. Homeless people,
And you know what though? It goes back to what you were saying. Is like, sure, I hear what you're saying about these transient homeless, the ones who are not chronically so, and then even for the ones who don't seem to want, and here's where I'll say, quote unquote, help. I mean, if they're living and they say this is how they want to live, I mean, honestly, why do they have to conform, to, I mean, obviously we feel better when we live the way we do, right? And we feel as though that conforms to some, reality, but I mean, it's a matter of perspective, right? It's a matter of culture. It's a matter of habit. And if someone says like, I'm living the way I want to live, and, I'm having all these interesting experiences, and like, whatever they do to find meaning, like, can you really ever help, quote unquote, such a person? I mean, other than to subsist.
No.
I mean,
and if they don't want to, that's one thing.
Right.
There's a huge cavern. There's a huge like between every homeless person is a junkie, and we need to shoot them off our playground.
Yeah.
And I did make that tweet yesterday that said, I want to help the homeless, but also I don't have a problem shooting a junkie off a tunnel slide at a playground. Like, and it was a joke. I'm not going to do
course,
that. But
of
like, there's a
course.
huge difference between somebody that is temporarily homeless and getting back on the street, on trying to get back to, a housing situation and a job and a functioning part of society, and somebody that is a street person that is their now lot in life. And there's also people that start out in a temporary homeless situation and they lose hope because a mind shift sets. And this isn't like, oh, I've made this up and it's wishful thinking. This is from reading all of these studies and living in Los Angeles and talking with homeless people. One of the things that kind of breaks my heart, and it always has since I was a child, as that people in Los Angeles don't talk to homeless people like they're actual human beings. And sorry, my voice, sorry. It really has always bothered me. And I think maybe it's just because I watched as a child, my dad would give somebody, $5 or $10 or 20, whatever it was, he would give them money. He never just gave them money and kept walking. He would talk to them as if like he'd be like, hey man, you should go into this burger place. Like they have really good burgers. Have you checked it out? Talking to them like they're a person. And you can see that these people, a lot of times they haven't had a human interaction with somebody treating them like a decent human in so long. And it's something that bothers me. So if I can't change, every single homeless person's life or change a huge part of the population, like, oh, well, I can still be the person that I think, that I feel like I should be as a decent human.
Pretty much.
Do what I can.
That's a good thing.
I'm not trying to change the world here.
Based.
Yeah. See, I always try to make that point when people are arguing anarchism, right? It's like, yeah, okay, I'm not talking about a system of this stuff. I'm talking about each person doing individually what they can to bring about that,
Yeah, imagine that. Being a good person because doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Not having an ulterior motivation. Not being a fucking sociopath and preying on others all the fucking time.
Oh my god.
Imagine that shit.
I do need to bring up one of our boys, Quest Fanning. He's making some good points in the chat. He says he does have an issue with letting. There was some other stuff before. He understands that most homeless are transient, and he does care. I'm paraphrasing, but he does have an issue with letting an individual usurp a piece of common space for themselves and paying nothing.
I think that's a good way to.
We pay for our homes and for the upkeep of common spaces. No one should come along and claim a piece of the common space for themselves. Here we go. There are a couple of guys dominating some of the park benches across the street from my house.
Right. And so I think that's really more where the argument was taking place on Twitter especially. I really think that's more of like the kind of the point that was made,
but also
like being callous and I have no maybe it came across that way. I don't know.
Look,
I said, that's not.
I do care, but there's an old saying. It's sometimes you must be cruel to be kind. It goes back to another Benjamin Franklin quote. If you make those in poverty comfortable in poverty, they will stay in poverty.
Oh well, that's true.
That's literally how the government works.
Right, but there's also a difference though between like making them comfortable or specifically making them uncomfortable. Like there's a big difference between those two. They shouldn't do either one.
I am not advocating.
Government shouldn't be doing either one of those.
The thing is, I would actually advocate doing neither one.
Government should be doing
minimal.
But
if you decide to take a nap in somebody's storefront, don't be surprised if they spray if they spray you with a hose to get you to get out.
That's private property, though. That's a little different.
So here's where I'm coming in, and this is my point of view on this. First of all, let me say, for anyone that doesn't know, I'm guessing everyone here knows, Quest and I are very good friends. Mm-hmm. And he is one of the kindest, most decent people that I know.
100%.
Quest would give you the shirt off his back. Quest has never ran across a fundraiser or a charity event that I am putting on that he hasn't donated to.
Same.
Quest gives and gives and gives. So when Quest brings up an issue like this, I weigh it with a lot of gravity because he has thought about this and he is a caring
bellwether here.
So I want to preface my response with that.
Barometer.
What I'm trying to do in my space with Sarah is not let people get to the point where they are acquiescing a piece of common property. I am trying to prevent that from happening. In fact, trying to look up the information on here for you.
Sure. While you do that, let me ask you something. Please do look that up for us. Give us more information for sure, and we'll link it in the chat. But I want to know specifically how you would address, because I think in what Seawall said, it brings up a perfect example of what you were mentioning, Britt, is that these people lack human interactions in the daily. Right, and listen to Seawall talk callously in such a way in some time. But what is to be done? I mean, with folks who have chosen this is, I'm curious. I mean, like, say it before it gets to the point that Seawall, is spraying your ass with a hose because you slept in his doorway, for one night or whatever.
I'll ask you to leave first.
Again, that's what Sarah and I are trying to stop. That's why I donate to the ACSS, which is the Atlanta Center for Self-Sufficiency. It's to try and stop this downward spiral into chronic homelessness, so that we don't have so many people that are sleeping in doorstops, so that we don't have people that are having to that are scared and crawling into backyards for safety, and so that we don't have people that spiral into drugs to get away from the horrific reality of living on the street and having nowhere to go and nobody that loves or cares for you. So I'm not saying that's every person. I'm saying that is a majority of them, though, and I'm saying that to treat them with humanity is I don't think it's the worst thing. However, what Sarah and I are working towards is to try and get people back to self-sufficiency. Try and get people to a place where they can have where they have clothes for an interview, so that they can go get a job, so that they have an address, because you can't get a job without an address.
Right. It's hard when you don't conform.
So that you have a place where you
can get anything.
Well, yeah, you gotta have money to get a job, and you gotta have
money to pay rent, to have an address, to fucking get a job, so that you can have a bank account, so that you can get a job, so that
you can build that bank account. You can pay that rent.
You can pay
it's
that rent.
It's a vicious cycle.
I mean, a lot of us have applied for jobs, and this is not going to save every person. This is to try and combat this from becoming a bigger issue. What we're trying to do is stop it from becoming a bigger issue.
Right.
And I, to be quite honest, I'm a little confused with the you have to be cruel to be kind sentiment.
I don't think that makes sense
I don't
either.
know if it applies in this situation.
It's basically tough love, which I don't think really applies.
Well, the problem I come in with is look at California. They have homeless shelters everywhere. They are extremely permissive, and it's only exacerbated the problem. It hasn't solved it.
Yeah, it attracts people from all over the country.
I want to be clear. I do give a shit. I do care. I mean, I generally more focus with a smaller group of them, which is the mentally ill, and especially the veterans, because, I mean, Jesus Christ. Brit, your method is one that I would champion, because you're trying to prevent it in the first place. I like the idea, but the thing is, your idea needs. I think because the thing is, the people can be fundamentally lazy, and from what I can tell, people can fall into this trap pretty easily. But the thing is, if you want to prevent them from falling into the trap, if you hide the trap in a beautiful meadow, people are going to skip through the meadow and hit the trap. But if you hide the trap in a spooky-looking bog, less people are going to want to go down that road. It's a carrot and a stick.
Yeah, I'm not sure I get it either.
I don't follow
the carrot is good. The carrot is good, but you also need a stick.
No, I don't follow what you're saying. I think that you're hinging your argument on the idea that most people are fundamentally lazy, and I don't believe that. I believe that a lot of people lose hopelessness. I believe people get lazy at times. I believe people get tired. I also believe when people have hope, that they tend to strive when they have a goal that they can see as attainable, even if it's hard. People will work towards it.
All right.
We
Yeah,
see it all
Can
the
I
time.
interject a
true.
few points here? For one thing, interesting side note to what you just said, Britt. A mouse or a rat that is trapped in a container of liquid will fight for his life for about 15 minutes before drowning. Unless you save him, then he'll fight for another 15 minutes before giving up. If you save that rat, he'll fight until well beyond his limits, until, and I think that is the natural state. But let's move on from that because I have an interesting direct experience with this. And there is something to this. Both of you have to take into consideration is that, like, there has to be something within the individual to want to live a certain way. Now, I'll use the direct anecdote, if you'll excuse the use of anecdotes here, of a friend of mine who completed a program run by a private church charity, and he completed the program. He's very proud of it, and he earned responsibility and he has goals and he's learned what it is to set goals and achieve them. He knows, what the rewards for that are. He has goals of living independently. He has acquaintances who went through the program with him, some of whom have returned several times to the program, some of whom are back on the streets. I agree, Britt, when you say it's not a majority of people, that we're again dealing with bell curves, that this is a minority on the left tail that just want to whatever. Okay, fine, whatever. But we're here trying to talk about the rest of the bell curve, the high spot and the right hand side. We're talking about people who want to change their situation, and these private charity organizations seem to have the, like you said, the wherewithal and the experience as to how to motivate people.
Well, they have incentive to provide results, whereas a publicly run one does not.
I mean, a church charity, maybe not. You could piss into the wind with the church, and people will still
They'll be
donate.
held
I think
accountable.
that's
People, they'll be held accountable.
Yeah,
people
you're
do.
right. You're
Yeah,
right.
people hold
Yeah.
smaller
But
charities
just to
accountable a lot
tie
faster.
this up, I wanted to say then, on behalf of Seawall, in this regard, there is something more to this that can't be explained in words very easily, that it comes from within the soul of the individual with whom you're working. They have to make a decision to live a certain way, right?
Yes.
They have to, again, do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. They have to, John, have time preference.
Yeah,
Okay,
we were talking about time preference last time I was.
So it's a confluence of these elements, and some people feel as though cruelty is some kind of motivator, but I mean, honestly, it's just disrespect, and
Well, it's not only
nobody
that, but
likes
it's
to be
also
treated with
disincentive.
disrespect.
It's also disincentive, right?
Yeah, to even want to conform. If these are the people with
Right.
whom you're conforming, then
You're more likely to either lash out or give up hope completely.
And I've
that's
seen that
that's just not a
too.
good way
I've
to
seen
go.
that too. People at this point who are digging through the dumpster, I'm like, hey, could you, rather than giving them a hard time, at this point, I'm just like, please, could you please stop? Like, just stop. I've tried being rude. I've tried being upset. None of that works. And it always works if you just treat them with like people. Just say, hey,
right.
it's fucking 3 a.m. Could you not be doing that, please? Could you just leave?
Yeah.
And some people will tell you, "Go fuck yourself." Like,
of course.
Yeah, and whatever. And then I'm like, okay, we can escalate, but at least I'm not taking that. At least I'm not taking that first step. It ain't me.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, I agree that it has to be a person that wants to do that. And again, that's why I talk about rapid rehoming, the urgency of trying to help people.
Yeah, before their spirit breaks.
Because because it is very hard to recover from that. The other issue is that if you look at cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, the government has billions of dollars that they are throwing at homelessness, and they are doing a one size fits all. They are basically letting
That's
them
the
run
problem,
the city,
government.
and it is not working. It is not
Right.
working because the government has a vested interest in keeping people in poverty. And the reason I know this, the reason I know
Here's
they
a
do,
red pill.
they do.
Oh,
The
yeah.
reason why
It's
they
a
have
black
a
pill,
vested,
dude. Fuck that.
they
Go ahead.
they we can't clean the situation up, except they had no problem in Los Angeles clearing out homeless people for awards season last year.
Oh,
Just this last year,
with the
they
stick.
cleared them out in 12 hours
With the
and
stick.
made it a
Yeah.
red carpet event.
Yeah.
So to
That wasn't
tell
kind,
me,
was it?
oh, we
Yeah.
can't figure it out with billions of dollars, this homeless situation in major blue cities is not a flaw. It is a feature of the system, and it is to make sure
Based.
it is
Yeah.
to absolutely make sure that people stay impoverished and that there is a classist system and that you either live among the poor and you're one step away from them, so you better stay with what the government has to do and tells you what to do so that you aren't with these people you see every day.
That's right.
Or you're the super rich and there is no
And you don't have to
qualms
deal
about
with
it.
any of you.
You don't have
any
to
of you.
see them,
Yeah.
unless you actually. There's quite a few rich people who do see them, and then they move to Texas. So
Yeah.
like we see all of our other
look,
comedian guys have moved over there.
I think
All
it
the Joe
depends.
Rogan and crew have moved over there.
Yeah, because
It's
they
pretty
don't
funny.
want to deal with it every day.
Of course.
Also, the thing is, you see this homelessness in Texas, in the blue cities in Texas. It's in Houston.
Yes.
It's in San Antonio
In
to a
Austin.
lesser extent.
Austin.
To
Austin probably.
Yeah.
Austin's
I'm
like the
not seeing
Portland
it.
of Texas. Yeah.
It is.
When I lived
You're not
in
seeing it in
Studio
Lubbock.
City, when I lived in Studio City, California, one of the richest areas of the country, it looks like Tent City. I moved 20 minutes away to Santa Clarita, which has the most retired LEOs per capita in the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a mob
We didn't-
town.
Yeah, it was. We didn't have a whole lot of homeless there, though.
Yeah.
I'll bet you fucking
See, what's
didn't.
funny?
I
what's
bet you
funny-
didn't have any,
didn't see 'em.
folk of a
Around-
certain complexion after sundown either.
That's
Around
not
me,
true at all.
and-
That's not true at all. In fact,
All right,
my neighbors
all right.
were a huge mix. This
So-
is still LA.
So
My
we're
neighbors were. I had neighbors of like every creed, so
Well,
it didn't really.
I would love to keep on this conversation, but chat's demanding memes.
oh fuck the chat.
What?
I'm just kidding. I love the chat.
Are the,
guys.
does
Don't
it
cancel
chat
me.
hate me already?
No.
Why?
It's
Why do
actually
we
Ed.
have to? I thought we were having a good
Yeah,
conversation.
we were having a great conversation. I was just gonna mention that
Yeah.
around me where it's more kind of red, they don't like get rid of homeless people or anything, but like there's like one, like you know him by name, like he's the homeless guy around.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah.
And I think you know who I'm talking about, Mijjt. Remember that guy?
I mean, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, his name was Mike. He was like the homeless guy around. You see him, he'll tell you a dirty joke, and you give him $1, and he's happy. Like it's
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
Yeah. And the thing
there's
is,
something to be
he's-
said about like the town bum. Like that's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of cool.
Well,
it's charming. Yeah, it's quaint.
well,
you know?
well, yeah. Not only
Yeah,
that, but the
why
thing
not?
is, if
His name's like
it's-
Boxcar Joe or
Yeah.
some shit like that. You know.
if the number of homeless if
One-legged.
the
There's a
number of
little-
homeless in an area is low enough, you don't need the stick, except when
Right,
they
of
start
course.
causing trouble. But then it's a different stick you're using.
Oh yeah. I mean, he gets banned from.
Well,
He's
he
just-
shows his ass, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I mean, it does really depend on how they're handled.
Yeah.
Santa Monica, California has some of the highest real estate value in the country and also has so many homeless people. I don't understand why anybody would want to live there because they bus homeless people in. And it's like,
Maybe what?
it's a weird
They
dichotomy.
bust people in. Yeah, that is really weird.
They
Right.
bus homeless
Is it
people
like
in.
a tourist
Do you have
attraction?
a source for this claim?
can,
Do I
I,
what?
can I see 12 independent studies, please?
I can go. You know what? Next time I'm in LA, I can take pictures.
Oh yeah.
We actually used to have a guy when I would walk to work on off Santa Monica Boulevard. I worked in
All right, guys.
an accounting
Oh,
firm
God.
there.
Yeah.
And he would be there every week. He would get clothes. They'd go down on the pier. They'd get a shower. They got oatmeal for breakfast. I know all of their whole schedule because the girls I worked with, her husband was in charge of this on the pier, right? So, and by the end of the week, the dude was always in a trash bag diaper, and he would have a stick, and he would just hold it out and scrape cars. And I don't know why.
What a dick.
I just watch him cuss at people and
That's so funny.
Car with a
What a
stick when
dick.
they drove by.
Was he setting a wizard spell on the cars? What was he doing in his trash diaper?
He was mentally ill.
Obviously. I mean, obviously.
He probably had superpowers.
Right.
I just wanted to clarify. I found it hilarious.
Of course.
How you look at people.
It's
also
charming. It's quaint. You know, it's quirky. I guess you say it's quirky.
And then,
but anyway, so you were saying that they were bussing these folks around what to do their routine where they can wash up and like get something to eat, or is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so you could get a warm shower on the Santa Monica Pier. You could get open breakfast.
I see what you mean.
And
by
I am
them.
not. See, this is the thing. I'm not advocating for that kind of quote unquote help.
You're talking about like concierge service and shit.
I think that enables. So
yeah, of course.
There's a big difference between like, here, let me keep you accustomed, in the lifestyle you're accustomed to.
Right.
And
we make you slightly more comfortable, even to where it's bearable. And it's like, well, then what incentive do I have to move up? Yeah.
And let me have an assessment. Let me talk to people. Let me have an assessment. Let me see, are you somebody that wants out of this situation? Again, it goes back to, the heart of a person and what they want to do. And do they need the help? Or do they want the help? Is it going to actually help them? Right. I don't know if you can do that in a government system. I really think you could. I really honestly think that a government could do that. And I think that they have the means to do that. And I think they absolutely, unequivocally will not do that.
They have the means, but I don't think they don't have the bureaucracy. They don't have the competency or the will.
Can they do it? Theoretically, yes. Will they do it? No. The problem is because Brit, it would take for the government to pull this off. That entire department would need to be staffed by by people like you and Quest Fanning. Are there enough of those? It's not going to happen. Exactly, because the thing is,
enough of those who with government jobs.
Yeah,
though.
Exactly.
So this is the other thing that people. This is the other thing that people don't understand about how bureaucracy.
All right, so last thing, and then let's move on to me. After this, we can do a meme review. Finish your point, Brit. Yeah, just finish your point, though.
We have all these people that say like, "Oh, these homeless people inside the libraries, blah blah blah," and they're jerking off to porn and they're yelling at people. Libraries, even though that they are owned by the state, a lot of times public libraries, they are completely 100% controlled by a governing board who makes all of the decisions. And many times the reason why these homeless people are allowed to stay in these libraries the way that they are is because a governing board not only says they should be there, but if the police remove them, these governing boards, and you can look in the state of Washington, they've done it several times. You can look in the state of California where they've done, they will actually sue the city and the police departments on behalf of the homeless people because it is their First Amendment right to, I guess, jerk off in a public library in front of 5-year-olds. So the problem largely
Jesus.
That's not First Amendment, you idiots.
Yeah, that's definitely not First Amendment. But
let's move on.
Yeah.
Well, from one government stupidity to another.
I guess
here's your government
segue to this cringe.
Your tax dollars. Yeah. Instead of going to homelessness, your tax dollars are going to the government making memes, and it is exactly as cringe as you can imagine.
It's more cringe than me.
If you hover over seawalls, you will see a thing pop up to the right. It'll say "Watch Stream." So
you should do that,
and then you'll be able to watch you'll be able to see what he's putting up on the stream
and then you can share in our discussion.
I saw this abomination.
Yeah, God, this is making its way around so much. Oh, it sucks so bad.
Well, because I know it's like these wall of text.
Yeah, and the thing is,
so bad.
And the thing is, even the best corporate meme smiths, you can still tell they're corporate. And we're talking like Wendy's. I get a chuckle out of Wendy's' feed every once in a while because they make a decent meme.
Sure.
But the thing is,
and they shit talk other brands.
Yeah.
That's kind of
the thing is, the thing is, it does not take master meme smiths or veteran lurkers like us tell a lefty meme, a forced meme, or a government
Right.
meme. We can
you can always
normies
tell
can
'cause it's a
detect it.
paragraph.
Yeah. Well, not just
Yeah,
that, it also
there is
doesn't
an
make sense.
uncanny valley.
Yeah.
This one sits right in it.
Yeah.
When I first saw this, I was like, okay, who posted this? Because it was out of context.
Ooh, look at
Yeah,
that
the ratio is
ratio.
pretty hard.
When I first saw this, it was completely out of context. I just saw the image. And so I encountered this image and immediately experienced cognitive dissonance. Like, this does sit within the uncanny valley. Like, they're trying so hard, but you're right, Seawall. There's something about it, like, that's just not.
And even
Well,
normies
I
can
mean,
detect it. It's so
It's hard to
astroturfed.
describe. It's
Yeah.
hard to describe, but it's
well,
right.
it's not funny. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything, and it
It
takes
says
way
a
too
lot.
long.
It says a
Oh no,
wall
It's
that's
of
the
a
thing.
text.
novel.
It doesn't say anything,
It-
but it takes a long time to
It
say
tells, it
That's
doesn't
right,
show.
yes.
A good way to put it,
Ah,
it tells,
shit.
it doesn't show.
it. Right.
It
Oh
also-
yes, 100%. That's a yeah.
Like it pulls from something that you're like, what is this? What does this have to do with
So
current events? Like it's not even mocking anything or a parody of it. Just like
Yeah, they're trying to understand memes. But the problem is they don't live in reality because memes are just a reflection of reality. That's all they are.
it
Well,
looks
it's
like
yeah.
I fed a bot 10,000 hours of
Yeah.
of government propaganda, and here's what
Yes,
it spit out.
there's an uncanny valley that this falls within, and it's like a sixth sense.
Wow.
You don't have to. Yeah.
I mean, you know, Uncanny Valley.
We've all seen it.
Moving on to the next one for
Segue,
our two
yeah.
Floridians.
Oh yeah.
God damn! And you
Yeah.
know, I saw this
Charlie Chris, too.
comic one time. The first time I saw it was successfully used.
Oh,
Right?
it's a new template. I've seen it around.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
The first time I saw the template used, it was correct. It was successful. It made sense.
Yeah.
This
And then
does
now
not make sense. I
Some
definitely
fucking-
don't feel like this guy
It's-
on the left. I
Right.
definitely
Nothing-
don't feel like that guy.
Some
That is
fucking
not-
Zoomer who's running Charlie Chris' account is
Lefty Zoomer.
not doing. Yeah, some
I
lefty
mean,
Zoomer.
yeah, I'm feeling more guy on the right. Like, who got this wrong? Like,
Right.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like they don't the glaring thing always in leftist memes is that they don't have like an edge to them. They can't help themselves.
They
want
can't
to
be
posture
edgy.
so
Right.
bad. They
Well-
want to grandstand so bad that they can't like make any sort of slight joke. Like even
Yes.
libertarians will like mock ourselves slightly, like the
Oh,
chat.
all the
Oh, yeah.
time.
And like we're it's
All the
like
time.
that's what makes it funny and edgy. Like that's what comedy is. And this is like this looks like a pamphlet that it's like, hey, it's a square
Yes,
pamphlet.
it does.
Well, I mean, you literally.
It's probably been
DeSantis.
what's it called?
DeSantis
Group
could
tested
swap
or
this.
whatever?
DeSantis could swap this around, and it would make sense.
Yeah,
Now,
that's all you have to do is just swap
I
it
just
around.
had
And,
a brain
that's
blast.
and that's the thing I've also noticed with lefty
Oh,
memes.
dude.
There's two speeds lefty memes go down.
I just had a brain blast.
Oh,
and
brain
it-
blast.
And it kind of thank you for bringing this up, Brit, because this is what triggered it. But basically, this is going to wrap up the conversations we've had over the last several weeks. We're talking about memes as cultural currency, okay? And if you have to be so safe as to appeal to all cultures, with the aim of appealing to all cultures, then you really appeal to no culture. You have no your cultural currency is worth nothing,
Yes.
right? And so,
yeah, okay, yeah. Mhm.
and so these are, like Britt was saying, and we've all discussed before, they are intentionally unoffensive. They are not edgy. They do not speak to a culture in which a certain taboo or subject is taboo and therefore worthy of mockery.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's layered. You know what I'm trying to say here? It's
Yeah.
like the thing exists as a taboo subject, but only from a cultural standpoint within a frame of reference. reality in a lot of cases in successful memes. Reality is that frame of reference.
Right.
Here we have an inoffensive frame of reference that is designed to appeal to all cultures, and in its practice, it therefore appeals to none, and therefore cannot be meaningful.
Yeah.
It cannot have any value to anyone. It'll never be because it's not culturally relevant.
Oh,
Yeah.
If these memes, if you want a good meme, if you want to know if your meme is good, I shouldn't be looking at this like, obviously, if I had to pick between these two, it would be Ron DeSantis. Like, if I just had to pick, nobody come in and call me a GOP, whatever.
The gun to your head. You have to pick gun to your head or gun to your kid's head. Pick one.
So that's I mean, but this is the thing. If I'm looking at this, I'm not offended by this meme.
Right.
You should look at a meme if you're supposed to be the butt of it and be like,
holy
you should
shit,
be slightly triggered and be like, it's a good one though. Like, how do you should be thinking, how do I come back from this? Not like
whereas
I'll never financially recover.
How will I ever recover?
Like a burn. Like I'm still waiting for that leftist meme where I'm like, that is kind of true.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what they're supposed to do. It's supposed to be funny, but it's also supposed to supposed to trigger you. I don't even think
it's supposed to tell the truth, though. It's supposed to tell the truth about the target, and it doesn't.
Like,
it can't.
That does make a point. Okay, that's like a fucking unicorn. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, when you find one of those,
never do it. They
Mijjt.
never do it.
No, they don't.
Mijjt, you were saying earlier about that there's a kind of an unknown, hard to describe feeling. I know what the feeling is when I'm looking at these memes. Whenever I look at a leftist meme, specifically this type, and this type, I don't have a good term for them, but it's basically it's when they copy a right wing meme and just opposite it. And it's simple, but they opposite it, and they think that means, like, for example,
just like cross it out or inverse it.
It's cringe.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming you guys know the yellow frog, hippity hoppity, get off my property.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, there's a leftist variant of it that's, hippity hoppity, abolish property. And the feeling I get when I see one of those memes is of either, as you said, a vague sense of cognitive dissonance. I get a vague sense of confusion, trying to figure out what it is. What's the point? Yeah. What is your purpose?
The same thing. Like, you can look at this meme and be like, I disagree with it. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
that's all you can be like. Oh,
yeah. I vaguely, I disagree with it, and I'm vaguely confused.
It's not some own. It's not some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what? Like,
how DeSantis bros? How will we ever recover?
They'll recover by just.
So hang on. Let Brit talk. She's been trying to talk for a while now.
Every time I look at any of these memes, I just feel cringe. Like, I feel embarrassed on behalf of the person that made them. That's a thing. Like, the meme isn't supposed to own yourself. Like,
that's why I can't.
Unless it is, like, I'll share libertarian. I'll be like, imagine libertarian cringe, like some shit like that. Yeah, it's a self-deprecation. Like, that's
what are we like 45 minutes in, and we've got the second meme.
Well, we can skip a lot. It's fine. We're good.
I mean, skip a lot.
We have tons. We do have a lady president. You know how they like to talk. So,
well, actually, I have an old meme that we've had on the show before that. Brit.
What is this? A repost?
Yeah, it's a repost. Some advice for Brit.
This is an old adage, I suppose.
Oh gosh.
That's right. Do not kill the part of you that is.
What is
it's
this?
Apu pissing himself.
Well.
Fantastic.
Comic Sans.
Well, this has actually become the philosophy of this podcast.
Exactly.
Is this meme right here?
Yeah. We
do not kill the part of us that is cringe. We just try not to cringe. That is it.
and fail. We fail. So
yeah.
I mean, that Paul Gosar fucking anime thing makes me cringe, and the fact they won't let it go makes me cringe even more.
Like, is anyone on the left though looking at their memes going like, "Yeah, that's a good one"?
Well, yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
They're brainwashed zealots.
Well, so they might not realize.
They even call them based. They even
they call them woke.
Debased.
They call them
them based.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't know it was a mass political party of people with brain injuries. It's like to look at that and be like,
well, also the next one, I've got another one. We've basically the first three were meant to be dissecting lefty memes.
Yes.
The thing is, they don't realize that this
let's read this one out.
Yeah.
Let's read this one out before we start dissecting it.
Yeah.
So we have Autumn.
Oh God!
Right wingers and
fucking
their
leaf.
cognitive dissonance.
It's a fucking leaf.
Yeah. You can already disregard opinion.
Yeah.
Never be.
Right wingers and their cognitive dissonance. No limits. Sorry, they didn't even use the right.
Hey,
phrase
you want
there.
to talk about cognitive dissonance with no limits? Let's talk about Autumn for a second. You want to get off on this for a moment? Let's talk about gender and biology and.
Oh my God! You're right.
Well, Twitter bios, by the way.
What is
never be a woman.
Libertarian socialist.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
How dare you? How dare you?
You guys, this is not fair to make fun of clearly a retarded person.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Let's get back to the meme. The meme is in front of us.
So the first little option here is the left are lazy, weak, and dumb children.
Yes.
The next one over, the left are ruthless thugs trying to overthrow America.
This is
and also. The next one, the left are the ruling class and elites.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. What's the cognitive dissonance here? I don't. These are not mutually exclusive at all.
Yeah, we're talking about a Venn diagram.
Things that are true.
Yeah. There's a large segment of the
you
left.
Were talking about, right? That's a self-own you were talking about. Like they thought this wasn't, but it's a self-own.
It's like, where can I get this tasty brew?
Right, it tastes delicious. Oh man.
I wish they made that Diet Coke one just say the left can't meet. Just bring it full circle, like actually.
Oh God, they've got a Bernie meme in here.
Yeah, you still got a pinky right there. You can.
We should edit that shit. See if you can't add a finger and just say the left can't meme.
I'm adding it to the
archive.
Into the archive.
Photoshop activate.
Yeah, it'll be released, and then we'll tag you in it, of course.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Got it. So what shall we call this little project? Project Left Can't Meme.
Left can't meme.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? This
fine.
is Left Can't Meme 1, of course.
Of course,
I'm sure there'll be
several of a series. I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, y'all are
let me hit the
birth of a red pill.
Chill.
This is the birth of a red pill live on air.
Oh gosh, 14.1 likes from that.
Oh yeah.
People are so like they're so used
sycophantic.
Owned, just hardcore beat down by actual wit and humor that anything that somebody comes up with, they're just yeah, totally, we got you, we got him so much.
Got you, junk.
We can't.
You totally dunked on those chuds. You fucking chuds.
Yep, and I'm gonna go in there and do the left can't meme with a pinky.
Terribly
photoshopped, of course.
All you gotta do.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Yeah. And I mean it's just it's just that
Please
simple.
Just add it to it.
I love how it's not transformative, but
it's literally
ironically it's a take on how they're not transformative, which makes it doubly ironic.
Yeah.
When your non-transformative take on their shitty non-transformative take on a shitty fucking recycled meme is better than their fucking shitty recycled
what level of memeception have we reached? How deep have we gone? Did we cut the safety line and jump in? Did we just cut the safety line and jump in to the pit?
That's right, man. Fuck, we jumped in without the safety line. What are you talking about?
It's like that one video we showed. I think it was the first episode.
Yeah,
it was not hooked up to the bungee jump.
Oh God, yeah. That's us right now, diving into the depth of this meme. So I'm moving along. I am moving along.
I think that meme literally
our Lord and Savior right here.
Hang on. Let Brit say her thing.
It's fine. Let's move on. The moment's
all right. Jeez.
Don't you know?
It's almost like you guys are drunk or something. Damn.
You.
He is science.
If you criticize Fauci, you're attacking the science.
The science.
Oh,
He is
God.
Hashtag believe science.
That's right. Resistance is futile.
I'm sure
Give
it
in to the
exists,
science.
but I'm sure somebody has edited Fauci's face on a Palpatine with the whole
Oh,
I
100%.
am the science.
That was actually Eric July that did that first, as far as I know. I believe he did it first.
So, but yeah, so.
I mean,
But yeah.
So
I can't. It's so bothersome to me. Like, not even joking around on a serious level that people take this man seriously. He's damaging so many lives. This man should have been in jail for what he did to like
in the 80s.
An AIDS patient. Yes, in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe that we are allowing this again. The same people in the 80s that hated this man and knew what he did, all of a sudden, these are the same people that are like, burn down police stations, but call them, for January 6th. Like, these are the same people. It's the same
well, so you also have to realize that they are not interested in consistency or in principle or the truth. So no, it's fine to imprison your political enemy.
Absolutely.
It's just not fine when you imprison us. That is a completely consistent principle.
It absolutely yes, and there's no talking sense.
We just can't say that out loud. We just don't say that. That's the quiet part. We say that.
I mean, they
in our
do.
Heads.
They're starting to.
Some of them, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Rittenhouse was like a crowbar to the skull. It's cracked. It's cracked in there. A little bit of light's getting into the brain.
That's why I'm in trouble today. For bringing up the fact that CNN has basically said a SUV.
Oh my God!
Poor victim and ran it into a parade last week. And then when I said, "Oh, is this just memory hold?" People are like, "It wasn't memory hold. It's been reported." I'm like, "Yeah,
it's been reported,
it's been."
And now it's over. Yeah. What happened?
And how many news articles?
3-year thing, right?
How many news articles and reports were on Rittenhouse alone?
And
what time period? What time period do you like? Yeah.
How many?
You mean still today? Yeah.
Go ahead. More people brought up Trump and January 6th in the comments of those articles than actual articles were written on a dude that
1,000%.
ran into children and killed them at a parade.
1,000%.
And we're not talking about why it happened. And people actually in my comments, and I know because there's thousands of them, right? Still, and he's going to jail. What do you want? I'm like, what do you mean? What I don't know why.
I want for this.
Oh, dude, I know it's like a masochistic need. I don't get it either, but I get where Brit's coming from. But she has a much larger dose of it than I do, obviously. But oh man, is it like exhilarating? Like I don't know.
Oh my God!
Just like getting
people are sick. You're
the
sick.
hate.
You have a sickness.
Yeah, the hate. I love the hate.
I
feed on
what?
it.
I mind that salt.
Head was right.
She's a humble Salt Buster, as I call her.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
I have I'll mine it all day long.
She's got her mind shaft goes deep, as it were.
Well, I mean,
your hate fuels me.
That's right. See, that's
with that fuel of hate, let's move on to the next one because Fauci just doesn't stop at this point. He's a living meme.
I saw this one.
Yeah, this is a good one.
When you criticize me, you're actually criticizing God because I represent God. That's ridiculous. Fuck off, God boy. When you criticize me, you're actually criticizing science because I represent science.
With his mask on, of course.
Safely.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I was doing the proper noise, too, and you were ruining it.
In his CalArts smile style.
Dude, it is a CalArts style.
Wait for it.
Or waiting for it.
Oh. I fucking hate ASMR.
Oh, dude, that's okay. Oh my God,
the thing with this meme is, it calls back to something I've been warning about for years. I call it the cult of science.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, lots of people have talked about this. It's absolutely the truth. It's 100%.
Yeah, because the thing is, you know, the last
can't believe
generation
he
of good
actually
scientists we've
used
had was
those
like,
words,
you know,
though.
yeah.
Like, he unironically fucking said that. The conceit, the fucking ignorant arrogance of these fucking insufferable faggots that rule over us, over whom we have no control, and are doing so in order to fucking demoralize us.
Mijjt, be careful with the gamer words.
Susan's gonna come down on us.
All right.
But no, I mean, it's not that you were wrong. It's just that you're too spicy.
Let's move on.
Moving on. Just a fun one, you know.
Yeah, let's just ignore the actual next letter in the alphabet, shall we? For political reasons, it's the science. Science has never been influenced by politics.
Oh my god! Except for like every time, fucking time. Who funds it? I mean, largely who funds science? Like
this goes back to Jon Snow and beyond. Politics has been intertwined in science. Well,
if any of our audience are not familiar, boy, go down that rabbit hole.
TLDR.
Who coined the term gender?
Oh yeah.
No.
Why did he coin the term?
No. I'm talking about the guy that killed who was the grandfather that killed the miasma theory of disease.
I see. Okay.
He was the man who developed. No. You're thinking of Dr. Money.
Yeah, John Money.
Yeah.
So by the way,
Jon Snow, guys, cool guy.
If I can jump in real quick, Quest Fanning says that's what she said.
That's what
that was pretty good. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, that was worth a mention. I think.
Quest.
Obviously,
Quest is awesome.
I mean, this is foolish on its face. Obviously, most American people aren't gonna realize the ruse that was played, and the fucking wool that's been over there. Clearly, they're not gonna see under it or through it at this point.
And the thing is, I've got a theory. It's not of the doctors in charge. Obviously the guys like Fauci are clearly in it for the power and the control and the spotlight. But a lot of people that are around, the reason why I don't think they're saying anything about it, partially because of fear of being blacklisted, but also because the policies they've recommended may have likely or will likely kill far more people. And if they admit to that, that is literally admitting, oh God, I've committed murder. And no one wants to do that. No normally thinking person wants to admit they've committed basically mass murder.
Yeah, I would say that's accurate.
That's the exact reason why Jon Snow was basically laughed out of the medical establishment in Britain when he was saying, hey guys, after you handle a corpse, before you see another patient, wash your hands.
Theory and all that.
Yeah, wash your hands. It's not bad smells. It's these particulates or germs that we can't see them yet, but I know they're there.
Yeah.
And the thing is, subconsciously, those doctors realized, oh God, how many young men and women have died because I handled a corpse. Then I did a medical examination on them, and then they died a few weeks later.
Right. Like it happened often. Like there was a more than 2-digit, not more than 2-digit, obviously, but like a 2-digit percentage that you will die from an infection from surgery. Like it just, unless you were like the first of the day, then you're probably all right. Yeah. But if you're 50, 60 deep, you don't have much of a chance.
I mean, hell, if it's bad enough, you have the surgery with a 300% mortality rate.
That was one time, I think, wasn't it?
Other times, I'm sure it happened. It just wasn't recorded.
Okay, but Sure, but that was pretty great. But let's move on though, because we are.
Yep. And J. Edgar did some very dangerous snooping into some sort of government archive somewhere, and he got leaked photos of Omicron invading.
Oh no, dude! This is what it's Omicron Persei 8, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Puny humans.
Oh, good dude. Can you do a lur impression?
I don't know if I can do a good lur.
No.
Oh, dude.
Well, that's also going to need time.
Humor. No, I don't.
No, that was lame.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time, so got to keep scooting along.
Scoot on up.
This one I enjoy because look, Ted Cruz, he's a boomer. He's a fucking boomer conservative, but this actually is a workable meme.
War criminal and such, but yeah, this
it's
is
a
actually
workable
decent,
meme.
though. It is decent.
Yeah, it's a workable meme. I've seen better.
Yeah,
but you get the joke in there.
It's not bad for his type, for his kind.
I don't know. I mean, this is.
Lockdowns off the table?
Talking about freedom
yes,
is kind of
for now,
rich,
says Biden says. Yes, he adds. If people are vaccinated and they wear their masks, there's no need for the lockdowns. Joe Biden, that's some nice freedom you've got there. It'd be a shame if anything happened to it.
What he's speaking about is truth, right? He's talking about the extortion of the American people. But it's also like
interpretation, right?
But it's also it's also more like, who the fuck are you to talk? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, for real. I don't know. Because I like what he's saying, but honestly,
But also Ted Cruz.
It's like there's, it's a lazy attempt. It's not really.
Absolutely. It's not even well formed.
Yeah.
And it's based on a very ungenerous reading of this quote. I mean, it's a fucking senile old man saying, "Are lockdowns off the table?" Yes, for now. Yeah, if people are vaccinated and wear the masks, there's no need for the lockdown. Well, guess what? People are vaccinated and they're wearing the damn masks, so there's no need.
And
for
hasn't done
shit. No. Listen to my point. This is an old man just fucking speaking. If they're vaccinated and wear their masks, there's no need for the lockdown. Well, guess what? People are vaccinated. This is what you can say. Of course, right. On a generous interpretation, we don't need to lock down because the country is vaccinated. We're proud of that.
But the problem is...
We trust the science. We're wearing the mask. We're doing our part.
Into what he's saying or what... I mean, because really, if I was Ted Cruz, me having my platform like he has... I would have screenshot immediately. I would have screenshot when Biden said, "Once you get your vaccine, there's no more masks, there's no more this," and been like, "This you bro," like that would have been a better use.
Yeah, you mean actually doing the legwork? Doing the legwork.
Well, I mean, the Zoomer who runs Ted Cruz's account doesn't need to do that to get his paycheck. So I mean, it's not a huge deal.
Probably should. It should probably
if he cared about his political career. The Zoomer, I mean, not Ted Cruz's. But the Zoomer's political career.
Ted Cruz cared about his political career.
Oh, dude, he's not using his Twitter.
He would pay his fucking intern to use his Twitter properly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Because he didn't, even, I wouldn't have even added the "it" in there because that makes it even less funny.
Right, that's true.
If you're going to say it, Joe Biden, that's some nice freedom you got there. Would be a shame if anything happened to it.
Right.
Or even just be a shame. Yeah, so
that's not
it's actually the meme. If I remember right, isn't that the meme quote?
The quote is would be a shame. Not it would be a shame.
See, try hard bullshit.
Oh no, I think it's actually. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually just be a shame if anything happened.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because I thought it was the full version.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's like you're.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking it's.
Well, it's supposed to be some Italian, New York, American, mobster guy.
Also, remember, people auto-translate a lot of stuff in their head, so this could be an honest mistake.
Sure, but that's not even the worst part.
Yeah. So, get you looking at the time. Sorry, got to move on.
Yeah, you're good.
We'd like to note this is not confirmed real, but we have seen stuff like this.
It is Reddit though, so it could very well be real. Mijjt,
take your grain of salt with experience of Reddit.
Brit's got plenty if you need some. She can.
All right.
Spare it, I'm sure.
All right.
I want to see videos of anti-vax parents being painfully restrained. The look of absolute horror in their eyes. Tears running down their cheeks as their children are forcibly vaccinated against their will of their racist, Trumpist, ignorant, Christophic parents.
Jesus.
I want them all to know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that they are powerless in the face of the vaccine.
Yeah, this
if
that reads as
if this is real, also
it seems like fake.
Yeah, and the thing is,
especially the last sentence.
I mean,
Brit,
in Minecraft.
As soon as I read that, just like the racking of shotguns was what
Right.
Yeah.
Fortunate Son starts playing
because you know
this is literally what fuck around and find out.
Yeah, well,
Right.
yeah. As I said, that you know.
Well, this is also literally what it sounds like on Reddit, right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
they'll say this on Reddit, but then when you try to confront them, their anxiety kicks in and they run away. So it's like
I've seen
it's really not a problem.
sentiment on Twitter though too, and
Sure, of
it's usually
course.
from middle class white women who probably
upper middle class white women.
upper middle class white women.
Be the fucking death of us. I
It's
swear.
like they want
For real.
this too,
It'll be the death of the species.
Well,
or the other one that I've seen this from is the like side of her head shaved blue.
Oh,
little.
yeah.
Like she always knew she wasn't the prettiest girl, so she was just gonna go full ugly, liberal, leftist.
Yes.
Put out
There's
as
always
much
so
as
many.
possible.
So it's like I
this
made
is-
myself ugly. I'm ugly by choice, not because of my
That's
genetics.
right.
Like that kind of like I reject you before you can reject me.
That's
kind
right.
of
And
attitude.
then, and then put out to a bunch of beta males.
Hey, I know I'm not like the best looking girl in the room, so I'm not really knocking anyone for whatever.
Actually, in this room, you are the best looking girl in this room.
I am in this
On the porch.
On the porch, you are the
tiny
best looking girl on the
subset
porch
for the
sure.
very first time in my life.
But also, okay, a theoretical parent. Let's say you do this, you vaccinate their kid, and then their kid dies from myocarditis. Congratulations, you just created somebody with nothing to live for, and a reason to go Unabomber.
Created a monster for sure.
Well, created your end.
Jesus Christ! But has that not been American policy for the past 60 years? Is to create our own enemy constantly? I mean, they're just carrying on what they've grown.
Yeah, but the problem is
know.
they don't realize that if you do this to the American public, there may not be a government when they're done.
Well, inshallah, inshallah, they won't.
Yeah, right. Let's all say our blessings.
That's right.
Don't forget to pray 5 times.
I would tell you this right now: if something happened to my children because of something that the government forced upon them, there would be no. I couldn't reasonably function in society anymore. It would be like an Eon Flux style.
Wow, that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. Holy shit!
It would be like there would be no end to the rage that would. Yeah, I know. I just showed my age. To the end to the rage that I would have because I don't live for anything else besides them. So the idea,
right?
Some
I mean, literally,
on the internet knows better for my children than
I do.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? I'm suddenly taken by the urge to practice dry firing. It's really weird. I just got this sudden urge to just take out a gun and finger it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
let's not do that. Let's not do that on the stream.
Yeah. Okay, guys, do you remember? I don't know if you remember seeing this, but do you guys remember that really fucked up doctor that abused all those gymnast girls?
Yeah.
Do you guys? Do you remember the scene in the courtroom where the father just snapped?
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You are creating millions of those.
Yes.
And they're not in a courtroom.
There was the one where the dude, like the guy got sentenced, and as he was being walked out, the dad of the victim went up and just shot him as he was being escorted out in front of the police and everybody else.
No. That was
everybody. Different guy. Yeah. I'm saying different guy.
In the courtroom.
No, outside the courtroom.
Yeah.
So like once he was being led out, like he was in the hallway, and as soon as the dude came out, he just pulled out his gun and just shot the dude, and then surrendered immediately, of course, because every cop in the
And I guarantee you, there wouldn't be a jury that would convict him. Yeah.
He definitely got prison. I mean, that was.
Are we not talking about Gary Cloche?
I don't know.
No.
Gary Cloche got away with it because I think they realized.
They're talking about NASA, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I have no idea what the names are, but yeah, that was a pretty great story.
For that anecdote with no details.
Yeah. Well, moving right along.
Well, I was saying that's a better outcome.
To something horrid. If you look at the subtext.
This is pretty.
I was assigned green at birth, but I identify as red. So I got bottom surgery.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What's that, Brit? What are you
Nope.
gonna say?
Nope. I'm gonna nope right out of
You're
this.
just gonna nope. Okay.
Gonna
fair
nope
enough.
right
Moving
on to the next one.
What about this one?
The difference between Kyle Rittenhouse and COVID-19 is that Kyle's 3 shots were effective. Until next time, friends.
It actually works really well.
Yeah, it's actually funny.
Yeah.
I like how they censored COVID. That's pretty good.
Right. Well, you
Yeah.
can't say anything.
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
said it.
That's the
Fucking
thing is,
said it.
we're small enough to where we're so far under the radar that we're subterranean, so it's fine.
Well, if we ever get
Nobody
big,
listens to
though.
us.
yeah.
I got a week ban on YouTube already once, and I was like,
Yeah.
"How'd you even find me?"
Yeah, how did you...
But you guys have seen the stickers, right? I did that.
The
well,
Biden
yeah.
winning, and I did
You
that.
know they're
yeah.
effective when.
There's just multiple of them. There's 2 of them there, obviously. Yeah.
Somebody
I
went
bet it's the
back.
same asshole keeps going back and
It's probably the
he's
same
thinking
guy
about it.
he probably gets his gas there, and every time he goes
Probably
there,
gets his little 2 damn gallons of fucking gas.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
and
I'm
a
gonna
bottle and a
order some
3-gallon
stickers.
bottle of Soylent.
it's like one of those dimes out of the ashtray. Like, let me put that in my car. Oh man, I remember those days. Like, I got like
What
$1.35. I got $1.35. Let me put that on my tank.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I remember
gosh,
those days.
yeah.
Hey, that would get
I
you a
remember those
fucking
days.
gallon. Man.
So, moving.
Like used
I
to.
remember, like,
Yeah.
Not when I started driving. It didn't.
at $20, man. Fill up the tank. Good to go.
Yeah,
God,
well,
it's like
moving,
35 for me right now.
well, moving
35 bucks
along.
right now to fill it up.
Oh, it's like $70 for me to fill up my tank.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have a
What
small
the-
tank. I have like a 14-gallon tank, I think.
Oh, you drive
Yeah.
a truck, Brit?
No, I drive a. I'm like, do I want to say I drive an Infinity QX60?
Oh, that's a big
don't know what that is.
motherfucker. And it's got a 20-gallon tank, 25-gallon
No,
tank.
yeah, that's a big
I
tank.
know what it costs me, and I know what I.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is. It's for about like 11, 12 gallons. It's going to be, $35.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
so
so,
if
like,
you're
now
paying
out in
70, you
Georgia,
got a
it's only-
big honking son of a bitchin' tank for sure on that.
Yeah.
And that is,
And
it's a monstrosity, man. That thing's a tank.
Now it's only like $50. So when I was in California, it was 70. I think
Oh,
it's
well,
only
yeah,
more.
that's
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Of
well,
course, yeah,
scooting along to the next
Shall
one.
we? Yes, please.
This one's more
This
for
one.
Mijjt.
Yeah,
This is
everyone
Mijjt's
directs
politics.
this one at me. Yeah.
You're the most black-pilled out of all of us.
I mean, I won't disagree. I'm humbled by the projection, but
so let's get a
who
let's
wants
read
to
it.
do brainlet Wojak, seething brain mask Wojak?
All right,
I'm
I'll do that.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Sewell. You got a voice already. Go ahead.
Gotta get the lisp.
All right, get a
I'm a
list.
classical liberal. The
Oh,
government should restrain itself from violating our liberties. The war on drugs and foreign military involvement are unjust. We should soon ascend from this foul binary system and know peace. Midget.
Wow.
Read the midget part, midget.
Right. My politics now. They have taken the bridge and the second hall. We have barred the gates, but cannot hold them for long. The ground shakes. Drums in the deep. We cannot get out. The shadow moves in the dark. We cannot get out. They're coming.
Is that not precisely a midget right there? That is definitely a midget. That is
Yeah,
absolutely
down in the
100%.
bunker, fucking like
Talking about like writing your last journal entry that'll be found like,
for real with
Naked
you know,
Explorer in some
fucking-
RPG game, right? Like
Yep, piss jugs and empty cans of beans strewn
and
around.
painted.
attendees strewn across the floor.
That's
Don't
right.
forget about the 40K vehicles all painted around on the shelving.
right? Oh my god, they're finally painted.
bloody rags and spent shell casings and used tourniquet bits of tourniquets and cat fucking
Jesus,
Cat
yeah.
food for the cat.
gunpowder. Yeah,
Yeah, cat food. And of course, spilled chocolate milk on the floor.
That's right.
Well, moving along to one of our buddies, Jack Posobiec.
Oh, is he our
Also-
buddy? Sweet.
I think he's pretty
The
big.
Reddit using Waukesha, Waukesha
Yeah, Waukesha, I believe.
as
is
a
how it's
weapon
pronounced.
against bail reform.
You know what this is directly related to?
What's that?
This isn't even about. This is Vice. This had nothing to do with bail reform. What this had to do with is minutes after this happened, and 2 days after GoFundMe came out and said that, oh, we're not going to allow we're not going to allow violent people to do GoFundMe. BLM put up a GoFundMe to raise money
Bail
for
this-
BLM in the exact same amount of bail as
Gentlemen out
Daryl,
of bail,
whatever,
yeah.
as
Mhm.
driving McKill all the parade.
Driving
And-
McKill.
I call him, put him in a room with the father of the dead child, give the dad a bat, and wait 10 minutes.
Just turn the cameras off. Just
Just 10 minutes. Baseball bat, 10 minutes.
know what
Problem
happened.
solved.
Does he need 10 minutes?
self-defense. Right? That's what all the leftists were claiming, right?
That's
You know what?
right. It was
It was
self-defense.
It was
Thing is
self-defense.
oh, this makes me so angry because
That's what we're here to do.
Vice and all of their little flunkies and all of the people on the left who are now memory holing everything and pretending that an SUV took this dude captive and this poor victim accidentally killed all these evil parade goers that were getting in the way of this man's,
That's right.
whatever it was.
They were blocking
Sunday
the streets.
stroll. Yeah, like we've got
While he was
Omicron,
escaping from
and we've got Decepticon
From the
out
police.
now.
Yeah.
And then this whole thing is just about this. But every single person on the left that was on Twitter the day that happened, well, I guess it was just self-defense. I guess
Yeah.
we just say that's self-defense.
But it was
Oh,
just
it's
coke.
self-defense.
That's all it was. It was just coke, though. That's all it was. It was just.
All they were.
They were huffing
Fucking
copium.
offensive.
Yeah.
They were huffing copium
Now-
all day, though. So it was something that you should mock, rather than
And
be
now I've got
offended
these
at.
idiots in my mentions telling me he's going to jail. What more do you want? I'm like, I want all of you motherfuckers in jail because I think you're all complicit. All right, I want you
Face.
all in jail.
Face.
Because all
Yeah.
of you.
I want this
Oh.
man in jail. I want the prosecutor that allowed a $1,000 bond for this guy who had a criminal history 3 states and a mile long. I want
Well,
the
I mean, it's
judge
not
who
the
approved it.
prosecutor's fault.
No,
It's
the
not up to the
prosecutor.
prosecutor.
The prosecutors are the ones that
Person
are
of
doing this in that
interest.
area.
Oh,
They
are
call him
they?
the person
Yes.
of interest.
Because I mean, first of all, like fuck prosecutors. Let me start
Yeah.
with that. Like fuck all prosecutors. Secondly, isn't it the judge that actually sets the bail?
No. The prosecutor makes an offer to the judge saying this is what we want their bail to be at, and
Mhm.
judges rarely, unless it's something ridiculous that the prosecutor is doing, judges tend to do whatever the prosecutors say. So
Okay.
the prosecutor asked for
I don't know.
$1,000 for a
So
guy
again,
doing attempted
fuck-
murder with
No,
the
he
same
asked for
vehicle.
Just
$10,000.
notice also,
$100,000.
I'd like,
Yeah. Okay, I was gonna say because $1,000, if it's 10,000,
well, I'd like
need
to
to
just
put
make
down.
a note on exactly the wording of this, that you notice that the person of interest in the Christmas spread, the person of interest.
yeah.
If this was Kyle Rittenhouse right now,
It would
be
have been a
suspected white supremacist. It wouldn't
Right.
be
Yeah.
suspected.
Yeah.
White supremacist white supremacists released on egregious $1,000 bail.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's what it
Oh,
would
yeah.
say.
Of course. And see, the thing is, and they wonder why people are white nationalists these days. They wonder why people are going to that side.
You are making them. You
You're
are
creating
literally
them. But that's the thing. It's not. That's on purpose.
No, that's
on
bullshit.
purpose.
People aren't
No, they
going
do.
to that side. They've created that side.
Well, okay, but there
They're not.
are people on that side. Not that there's very
Yeah,
many. There's
very
like
few.
12 to 18 of them, sure. But I mean, they do
There's
exist.
very few.
Oh,
yeah.
People aren't going to the white nationalist
Seawall,
side.
you hide your power.
Well, no. I've seen the Ethnonat servers.
Yeah.
They're popping up everywhere. They're showing up
They might be-
everywhere because they're the only place people can talk about crime stats. They can talk about attacks like this
Right.
honestly. And the thing is, because the left has shut down, the thing is they're making Anders Breivik's. Do you guys know the story of Anders
Yes,
Breivik, how he
yeah.
got radicalized?
Mhm.
He saw issues with the Islamic community in Norway. He tried to talk about it, but everyone told him, shut up, you bigot, shut up, you bigot, shut
Yes,
up, you
yeah.
bigot. And eventually he
Yeah.
had no choice in his mind but to, because you made him go crazy, you gaslit him. You
Yeah.
literally gaslit him, made him think he was
Well, that's
crazy.
what it's
He got an illegal
designed
machine gun,
to do.
shot a bunch of
That's
people
what it's
in the vain
designed
hope.
to do.
Yep.
But the
Yeah,
problem
I still
is they're
have no
making more of
sympathy
them.
for him.
Yeah.
I have no sympathy for him though, because I get those same attacks every day, and it's like
It is
oh,
down to
I
weak
didn't-
people,
I'm
yeah.
sorry you have
Yeah.
a brain injury. Like I don't have, I don't. I think that the problem is that we have so many people that don't have a backbone, and you guys have seen, John. You've seen so many times, like where like
Oh yeah.
people attack. I don't give a fuck. Like people will tell me all the time, "Oh, you're a fake ass ally," and I'll turn around and be like, "Bitch, what makes you think I even pretended to be your ally?
Yeah,
You're
I'm not
not
your
my mom.
ally. Get the fuck
You're
out
not
of
my
here.
fucking
Yeah.
sister. We're not best friends. I don't
Yeah,
give a fuck if you
reject-
get shot off your
Right.
porch."
Reject their terminology. Reject
Right. Yes.
their.
Well, that's the big thing, right? The problem is when you try and play their term, you're going to lose because their terms change
Constantly.
in an instant,
Yeah.
and you can't keep up with them. Just don't play on their terms. That's it. Just do
Scorn,
not accept their.
derision,
Do not
scorn,
accept.
derision, mockery.
Just don't accept their terms. Don't accept their definitions.
Yeah.
Don't accept their terms. Oh, I'm not an ally. You're right. I'm.
Not.
Who
I
the
don't
fuck are
know
you?
you.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are
If
you?
we
Yeah.
were friends, we might be allies. You want
Maybe.
to call me a white
Yeah.
supremacist? Yeah, maybe. Like
Maybe.
I will. Now you know what? I will say this: my friends say some pretty stupid shit, and I back them up because they're my friends.
See, I'll just be like, I'm not
Like-
gonna say anything, or I'll just be
Like all white
If it-
people are white supremacists. Like,
Yeah.
well, then if there's nothing we can do to change it, then I guess there's no use in listening to you. Like,
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay. You know,
And
don't
we
care.
forever and the thing is we forever march towards
Yeah, it's white
b-
supremacists to demand
hot war.
solutions to
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah.
To,
Well,
to
the thing
why
is,
are you grievancing
the
if you
white
don't have a
supremacist
solution?
element of
Oh,
society
well, that's-
wouldn't be an issue if they allowed these frank discussions to occur.
yeah.
Because that is a pressure release. You can allow
Right.
people to talk it, and then people can try to get to the bottom of it, find the flaw in the information. The problem is,
You can
There-
search for what?
Yeah.
For I'm sorry, what was that? The truth,
Yeah.
perhaps? You
Well-
can find
they
the
don't
truth.
want that.
because
Right.
the
No,
problem
they
is
can't.
the
No, they
truth.
can't.
Yeah,
It's
because
not
the
that they don't
truth
want it,
might
they
say
can't have
something
it.
they don't want to
Right.
hear.
Right. They
Because-
can't
and you
have
know-
the truth.
Why can't
No,
they
they
have the
can't.
truth? Because the truth destroys them and their
Yeah,
ideology.
Because
Yeah.
they need to have this fake enemy. There's
Yes.
a couple things that I've noticed, and there's one thing that my grandmother pointed out that I thought was so poignant. She pointed it out a few years ago. She said all of these kids on the left want so bad to be part of the civil rights movement that their parents and grandparents were a part of, that they're making it up because they
Yes.
want to have the oppression, the victory over oppression that they never were oppressed for. Like they want to have the victory for something that they never actually fought for.
Right.
And it made so much sense to me. I see it all the time. A perfect example of that is the Ahmaud Arbery case that we
Yeah.
just watched that barely was covered. And
Yeah.
that, I mean, you
Very
didn't
little
see-
coverage
you
on
didn't
that
see
fucking
nearly,
case.
because most people were very, very on board in the same way that what happened, those three dudes were guilty. And it was very clear.
It wasn't a
I'm sure there's
sensational
people-
case, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No one's
But they
arguing with
could
it
not
at all.
handle
Yeah.
it. They couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle the fact that people were saying things and they weren't saying white supremacist things. In fact, that's why they were throwing things out about like, oh, is there going to be
Black
is there going to be
pastors in the
riots? Is there going to be
courtroom.
this?
Yeah.
No.
They're grasping at straws.
Because across the board, people were like, yeah, no, those dudes are
Yeah,
guilty.
they fucked
That's-
up.
Well, the thing is, based on information from one of the best self-defense attorneys in the U.S., Judge may have fucked up, and this might be reversed.
I don't know.
Because
but
under the
anyway.
law, that actually might have been a
I-
legal arrest. That might have been a legal arrest.
Here's the
No, it
thing
was-
that the
it wasn't,
prosecution
though.
did.
No,
The prosecution
Georgia at the time-
showed. The
Mm.
prosecution showed
not-
that
let's
they
not
did not
get-
have
let-
cause.
No, here's the problem.
Seawall.
No.
They did not have cause.
They didn't.
Actually,
really
they
didn't, dude.
did.
They didn't.
Under the
No, they
reading of the
didn't.
original statute, they only needed the equivalent of preponderance of evidence. And it turns out in this trial, that guy had effectively wanted posters in that community put up by the police. They went door to door saying, "This is the prime suspect for all of the break-ins in your neighborhood."
See.
Everyone in that neighborhood knew who that guy was.
Yeah,
And all they needed
fucking-
was, I think it was reasonable suspicion to arrest him, which, do you want to know what the Supreme Court says reasonable suspicion is? Merely running away from an area where a crime may have occurred. That is how low the bar is.
This is why you don't trust the government.
Yeah,
that's a really
that's
fucked
also
up
true.
thing.
Yeah, but the
Because
thing
it's
is,
also
under the
true.
law,
Because think
they
about
may be innocent.
Yeah, under the law's fucked up. Because think about
Well,
this.
yeah,
If
fuck the
there's an
law to
active
begin with.
shooter,
Like,
there's an active shooter in an area, that's a crime scene. If you run away from it, that under that law, under that interpretation of the law, running away so that you don't get killed from an active shooter.
you're fleeing a crime scene.
So the law.
Yeah, I mean,
Also,
imagine
So-
understanding the implications of your statement. Like,
I'm saying that
Right.
is the standard that was put in place under the statute.
Anyway.
The statute used reasonable
I don't know,
suspicion.
but we still got to
I think-
move on,
yeah,
though.
So
We
moving
can't.
on. So
Yeah,
So-
but
I'm
I
saying
mean,
the
we
judge made possible reversible errors, and if it goes back with the reversible errors going the way that guy thinks they'll be let off completely.
yeah.
I hope that doesn't happen because
So,
those guys
but-
did was sick, and it was
Yeah, it
basically
was pretty
hunting
bad.
another human. Also, I don't see any credible information. I'm in Georgia right now. I've watched the whole thing, but there was any credible information that it was a mod armor on any wanted poster in the area.
Well, no,
Yeah, I
what
didn't
happened is the
hear about that
police went
either.
door to
I
door
didn't hear
with
about
his
that.
picture.
I didn't
Apparently,
hear
in the
about that at
trial,
all.
yeah, it said
I
they
didn't hear
did
about that at
yeah.
all. When did?
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
I'm getting
can
it
Can I
from.
get a source, please?
I've got to check his name. Law of Self-Defense.
We need at least 12 studies, sir.
Yeah, so but yeah, I'm
Alright,
saying I'm
moving
going off
on.
of Law of Self-Defense, who's one of the foremost self-defense experts in the U.S., who's pointing out
Okay.
the judge made a reversible error. Not only that, but he sent 2 contradictory instructions to the jury, which is a reversible error as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, so maybe a technicality
Yeah.
might, but
Fuck.
like I'm talking about, like,
Well,
are they
alright,
in the right or
moving on.
not is
Yeah,
important.
move it
So let's
along.
move on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
move
let's
it
move
along.
on.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we have Soy Boy digging deeply through the fucking social media history of suspected white supremacists. Oh my god! His username was 4 doors more whores. Look at this on my
Fucking
iPhone. It was
Face
shared.
ass username,
It was
though.
shared on a fucking. It was
What
shared
is
on an
great.
approved social media platform for my approved consumer phone device.
Like, legit, I wish I was that clever at 8 or 17 or whatever. I was not. I was a piece of shit little, like, dumbass at 17. I wish I was clever enough to have a
you can't
funny-
mention his social media posts.
Yeah, look how light.
Wait, you wish you were
His
clever
skin
enough
is-
to what, sir?
Yeah.
Oh,
He was a
No, to come up with a clever name like 4 doors more
Yeah.
whores. Like I would
Okay.
never had any. My names were cringe as fuck.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
He may have a great name, but at 17, I was actually sex, so whatever.
Yeah, so
You're actually what? I missed that point. You said
Well,
you're actually
he's
having
a-
sex. That's funny.
he's a dark white. He's a dark white or a dark skinned white man.
This
Yeah,
could
yeah,
this could be
naturally.
a mugshot,
right?
which
No, it
tend to
probably
use a
is.
lot of light, which
a lot of light.
so
in
and
front
a
the
lot of
person.
excess exposure. So I don't
Yeah,
fully blame
they
you
used
for that, but
Plenty of mugshots they could have used.
yeah. So
Yeah,
well,
but he's look at him. He's leaning in,
yeah.
right? He's not like standing, and he's not in like I don't know if they do it in your regular
Is this
clothes.
his
I don't know.
mugshot from
No,
when he
that's his
ran over
suicide
the
vest.
doors, or when
Oh,
he
is that
ran
what that
over
is?
his
Yeah,
girlfriend?
it's a suicide
Well,
vest.
that
Oh,
vest
that's a
is also
suicide
one.
vest.
Well, also isn't that the
Then
vest he
he's-
was wearing during his arraignment?
Yeah, a suicide vest.
Yeah.
So if he's wearing a suicide vest, then it's probably a mugshot. I think that's
Yeah.
safe to assume.
Yeah,
That's fair.
it is.
yeah.
It was just because like the way he's leaning in like that it might.
Maybe
you know,
he's
I was like,
leaning under
okay,
the light, sure,
No,
but
no, I get it,
maybe
but I'm saying-
CNN fucking cranks the contrast on the
yeah,
goddamn-
exactly.
All right,
They do that
moving
shit
on.
all the time though. But yeah,
Moving
we'll
on.
move on.
It's a bit of a boomer meme, but I think
this
it
one
works.
counts.
Alright.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna take this time to piss once more.
All
Just
right,
once more.
jeez, you gave him a
Yeah.
break. I was gonna say let's skip this one.
Okay, but
Uh,
I like the sentiment of this meme. It's a boomer meme But the thing is, you kind of need boomer memes to get the normies
Our
on your
girl
side.
Gina, our girl Gina shared it, so I'll give you that deference.
Should I read it since a girl
Yes.
shared it?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which is more dangerous? An individual who offends or a corrupt moral authority that can make offenders out of anyone it chooses for any reason, real or imagined?
That was a good reading.
It was, yeah, you know.
Girly. That works. I like Gina. I do. Gina's great. I mean,
it's still.
I don't know why you people subject yourselves to this Twitter
Hey, listen,
thing.
again, I like her. This could have been it's not a meme. It's not great. I'm sorry. I gotta call it like I see it. This is like.
But it's also a
This is
meme
Facebook
normies that normies will resonate with.
Yeah, it's Facebook tier.
It doesn't.
Normies will pick up on it.
This is like the equivalent of when your grandma sends you those like emails. And you get like the chain emails. Sorry, like I'm not saying I disagree with the sentiment. I'm just saying not a good one.
Yeah. Again, the snappy memes don't always work on the normies because the normies don't always get the inside joke. Remember, there's quite a few inside jokes in memes.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. This one, yes, it explains more, but it does resonate. I may not like memes like this, but resonate.
You're right about that, Seawall.
Because I've got to think, because I'm trying to think like a normie. How do we get the normies? Memes that are easily digestible like this that just may not be as snappy as we like. You know?
So wait. Are you saying I'm not a normie?
No, of course
you're on
not.
Twitter. You're far from normie.
You're definitely not a normie. You understand memes appropriately. Yeah.
So, moving along.
That depends. What is your answer to the question?
That's true.
One's really funny.
This one's for you, Brit. This one's for you, Brit.
And he does represent all of us.
My husband actually, we have a argument over my Target card at least twice a month because like I made it I'm just gonna say you guys are gonna hate me because you'll take his side, but I made a $2,000 payment on my Target card today after he left for work, hoping that he won't notice it, and it's not even off, and last month I paid it off, and oh gosh, this meme hits so close to home.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take your husband's side. He's
he's also a dude, so we kind of have to by default.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, just tribalism.
So I'm confused.
It's something personal.
So you said you had paid off the card last month or whatever.
I did.
And then what?
So you spent more than $2,000
charge.
No, I made
made a payment.
I made
of $2,000 using
and that did
the
not
card.
pay it off, which means that between last month now, after a $2,000 payment, it is not paid off. That means that in the past month, she has paid more than $2,000 at Target.
Yeah. So I spent $4,000 between the last time I paid it. And
holy fuck, Brit!
Those better be Christmas gifts.
Groceries there though.
You want to buy me
that's
stuff?
That's like a grocery cart. That's like one cart at Target. That's like $4,000.
You want to buy me like a futon or something?
I literally just
wow. The sisterhood is broken. Katie Z is taking your husband's side.
Oh, Katie Z is taking.
She hates Target. Yeah.
And you know what? Last month I actually told him. I just looked at him. I was like, "Thanks, Joe Biden," and I just walked away. But really, it's because I like shopping.
Yes, let's blame Joe Biden for your shopping habits at the most expensive fucking store in the universe.
Let's not blame like white women consumerism.
Let's not get into
like it's actually like literally that
on the porch. Let's not get into marriage quarrels over the air.
Not telling me no.
The porch is a safe place.
But
safeness
I got a meme for all you libertarians and anarchists.
Okay, let's do it. That's right. Become ungovernable. Kentucky Rebel Scum is a great follow, by the way. Follow him.
Yep, we're following him. Yep.
He's awesome. No, we are. I know we are. But yeah, that was obviously a Thanksgiving one.
I think it would depend on who posted this. Like, it's funny if he does it, but me posting it after my Target story makes me just an entitled bitch.
That's true. That's fair.
This one's very.
I like this. Become ungovernable. He took his slice though. I mean,
He did. He took his fair share. He took
See, they
exactly
talk
as
about,
much
like,
as was allotted to everyone else.
because
I
this was being.
actually am more upset. Like, I would never buy this pie because you could buy a giant one at Costco for $5.99, and all pumpkin pie tastes the same. So,
Well, first of all,
Not when you
pumpkin
make it
pie,
yourself.
cringe. Secondly, yeah, you should definitely be making it yourself. It's going to be cheaper, and you can make it as big as you want, or with as many triangles like that as you want. So
yeah.
And third,
I
cake
don't-
is the superior dessert pastry.
That is it. I've had enough. We can
Ice cr-
disagree on so many things.
ice
but
cream cake
not
is enough.
pie.
Ice cream cake is the best. Ice cream cake is the best
God,
cake.
You guys are the fucking
For sure.
worst. It, like the
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why I come back here for this abuse.
You love it. That's why. It's the same reason why you're still on.
Yep.
Yeah,
What?
you know the
You're just a
abused always
masochist.
love their abusers. Yeah,
That's right.
Well, scooting along.
It's Stockholm.
This one pisses me off as a tech guy. These terms
Yeah.
have been around since, God, early information technology.
It says Apple to remove master slave and blacklist terms from coding platforms.
And
the
then-
company is. Oh yeah. I was gonna say the
how it
company is telling
started and
developers
how it's
to
going.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and then Apple is lobbying against a bill aimed at stopping forced labor in China. Oh, I bet, dude. Yeah, that's. But I mean, is that not just corporate America today?
Exactly.
general? Like, that's
it's
just
a smoke
in a
screen.
nutshell.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
smoke screen.
It's a smokescreen. All right, we'll
Oh,
stop
my
using
goodness.
these words, but we're still going to use slave labor.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? Oh my god.
And the thing is, if you work in a coding environment, if you get triggered over the terms master slave, which day one in my coding classes, we covered it. Master means primary. Slave means something controlled by it.
Of course. No, it
Blacklist
totally
means
makes
something not
sense.
allowed. Whitelist means something allowed.
Yeah, no, of course. It's super simple.
Yeah,
Not
if you
only
get
that, but,
triggered
like-
by that, you cannot handle the actual culture of coding. It
Exactly,
is
that's what I was gonna say.
extremely stressful.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, if you get triggered by the word slave, like, you're not a coder, because coder is the first word they see slave. They're gonna be like, oh, slave. Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like, or
Oh
the
my
Green
God.
Orion slave girls, right?
Yeah.
From Star Trek. Like,
On a related note, that Gina
That's
Carino
funny.
meme suddenly is in very sharp focus.
Right.
Like
That's
it just
true.
bring it full circle. Like if you put this one with hers, you're like, oh.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
inadvertent. I did
No,
not.
That is-
yeah, so
No, but no. Of course we meant to. That's what we aim to do here at the Porch Podcast.
If
John,
only-
John,
if
John.
There was a way to like associate this with big name brands that are always virtue signaling, like
Yeah, if only these things-
Mastercard.
If
Is
only
there a
these
way
things
we
were,
can make it
connected.
like Negro owners card? Is there a way that we
no,
can
no,
associate
Midget,
these
Midget,
terms with
no,
these
no,
big
Midget, hang on,
brands and fucking
on.
make them suffer?
Hang on. Midget,
Make
it's-
them die on their own
Midget.
petard, hoist them?
Midget. It's MasterCard.
Mastercard, yeah.
Oh,
There's gotta be
God.
a way to rebrand them, right? There's gotta be a way.
midget. You are midget. You are our 4chan correspondent. Contact poll.
It was tried. It was. I bring it up because it was
Yeah.
tried a little while ago, and
Give it
it
about
never
6
got off
months.
the
And,
ground.
give it about 6 months, and they'll try again.
I have
Yeah,
a
they
couple
failed
of
in
memes
their-
about it. I'll
Hang
post
on.
them in shitpost in the
Yeah.
Discord. Another plug for
But
the
moving
Discord.
on.
They failed with their there's a space for every race with the rainbow flag.
That's
They
right.
failed
I
with that
take
one,
that.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Take from
Yep. So.
yeah.
All right.
The
Moving
problem with this meme is that CNN was never.
Oh, yeah.
This,
Well, that's true, but it is journalists, so I get that. Yeah,
Yeah.
CNN. That's not true.
Yeah.
I know, like Geraldo Rivera. That was like his big thing in the early 2000s when he was in like Afghanistan or whatever.
Yeah,
so that was
that's
cool.
true.
Like, and then
And
there were some
then-
people in before then, like Bosnia and like the Balkans, somewhere in the Balkans, like formerly Yugoslavia, like that area. Like there were tons of people there,
Mhm.
different journalists and whatever. But yeah, but this is-
Independents,
Blitzer
freelancers,
and
even
shit.
even some from the big boys.
yeah,
I just
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
break in for a minute and let you guys know that my parade tweet is now at over 20,000 likes, and people are retweeting it to Joe Biden.
Oh, that shit's a banger, yo.
Oh shit, that is a total
and
banger.
you know,
Holy fuck.
And
Guys,
I'm kind of wishing 10% of that was watching us right now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, damn.
For real, no cap.
I mean, yeah, holy crap. That's amazing.
For real.
Yeah, that's
I'm
really
the
awesome.
journalist now, bitch.
That's right. I forget who it was. I posted this, but he was talking about normalize calling journalists content creators. And I thought that was fucking amazing. Who was that? Do you know who that was, Britt? I can't remember who it was. It was somebody that I follow on Twitter.
One of my
If it was somebody,
friends?
maybe, I don't know. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, they were just like, normalize calling journalists content creators. It's like, fuck yeah, because that's all they do, right? This meme being a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
right? CNN's
Ryan
got 10
Long.
reasons. Was it Ryan Long?
Yeah, it was Ryan Long.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you know who has more fucking balls than journalists these days? What was the name of that? What was the name of that?
Tim Pool does. God damn.
Well, he
fucking
yeah.
Skater boy. Tim
that
Pool
that totally is not controlled by Vice. He's totally not controlled Oppo by Vice.
I don't think he's controlled by Vice anymore. Like, I know he worked for Vice in the past, but I don't think he...
Convince J. Edgar of that.
I mean, okay.
Yeah. But what I should be saying is, what was it? Carpe Donktum, I think was his name. The guy that was lost in Afghanistan for a while. That
Carpe
motherfucker's
Donktum's
got balls.
Cool. Yeah, he does. Yeah,
and also, cool I'm assuming you've heard of the Urban Explorers on YouTube.
Not by a channel, but I know
the concept.
That are.
Yeah, those guys going into industrial wasteland, abandoned cities. I mean, hell, some have gone to Chernobyl, one of the most dangerous places on Earth.
Yeah. So I know of that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like those. That's what I'm talking about. Those people. Yeah, those people have balls. Like,
yeah,
but, I mean, that's the thing. To be a journalist nowadays, you don't have to have balls. You just have to
You need a smartphone and a YouTube channel.
And no, you just have to work for the right people, and they'll provide that. I mean, or at least a salary to acquire them.
Yeah. They'll astroturf you. They'll buy you subscribers, and they'll pay for likes.
Exactly.
But moving along, just because we're running out of time.
Should we get to the next segment? Do we have to stay on memes?
Well, hang on. Just this meme, and then the next video, and then we can...
Yeah.
Because this is fucking great. This is some nice stuff.
Yep.
Florida man flies Learjet with excavator like a toy plane. This excavator operator took the aircraft for one last ride while probably doing plane noises. Florida man, my goals are beyond your understanding. 100%. Let's watch the video.
And to the video, folks.
We found the
and
video.
I would like to note, this man probably has never worked a day in his life.
I will make the plane.
You know what? I'm sorry. This is work.
That is fucking awesome.
Well, no. What was it? If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
That's right.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
He's just.
I wish he was like turning it around.
He really can't because of the wings.
Yeah, he can't because of the way that. Yeah. The way it's
I mean, you could turn it upside down and like nose
little
up
bit,
and like
a little bit, but not really.
In reverse direction. And
it's just.
It's still pretty fun.
It looks super fun, dude. Who wouldn't want to take a ride in that real quick?
My 7-year-old son walked in and saw that, and he's literally making the same noise as you guys.
I see. We're in good company then.
That's right. I see we're at least as mature as a 7-year-old. That's better than I expected.
No, he's out now.
Well, he's
sounds like he's making plane noises.
Yeah, he's probably running around with his arms stretched out. I remember those days.
I'm just I'll quickly go through some of these.
Yeah, well, that's a good one. That's a good one though. Go back one. That's a good one to talk about.
Yeah, boy. I think we need a special episode.
Oh, once more information comes out from the trial, we'll do it just for you, Midget.
I think you're gonna owe me something. It's gonna be like
wait. I think we're gonna need more than just Brett on that one. I think we're gonna need a couple of people. Yo, Quest, will you be free? We're gonna need a panel. We're gonna need Quest. We're gonna need J. Edgar.
Yeah. So hang on. Katie Zed makes a good point in that she has not seen any Katie Zed memes tonight. She needs to step up her game.
Unfortunately, there were a couple, but they just weren't.
They didn't make the cut. They just weren't good enough.
Yeah.
So
my name didn't make the cut either, so that's okay.
So.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
so like, we have a very high standard here at the Porch Boys podcast. The high standard is whatever we dump into the suggestion pile.
Yeah,
on the server,
and we then kind of parse through it, and sometimes, Katie, I get them, sometimes I don't.
Yeah,
I'm literally collecting memes while I'm doing work.
None of my memes made it either, Katie.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, you know what? I should have asked you to supply memes for us, and that would have been fine.
I only had the one that
Look, Katie, if you come across some banger memes that you post them in the Porch Boys and show suggestions.
Yes,
that will increase our chance of seeing it. That will see it.
Where are the comments? I can't see the comments.
Oh, I'm watching the live chat.
Oh, the live chat. Yeah.
I'm watching the live chat.
Katie Zed, I don't know if you're in. Oh, you are. Okay. Yeah. So post them in the what is it? Shitpost Central.
No.
Or,
show suggestions. That would make it clearer for me to do it.
Yeah. So post them and show suggestions. You're in there, or just post them there. You'll be fine.
Right.
We'll make sure we get them.
I think my husband's home from work.
No.
Oh well, I'm sorry. So what, you need like half an hour for the. No.
No, he's gonna come up. He's hour, and then I'm gonna ditch motherfuckers.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. We only got you for another like 13 minutes. Then you're free to leave, and we'll finish up what we have to finish up. So
I'll kind of go through. This was just a wholesome one. Just want to share some wholesome for y'all.
That is nice. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what age I am. 31, not 89. I'm not 89. I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you 89.
Next one, I just one of those backfiring things, and I love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder. I mean, police activity has already been banned from Twitter. A while ago.
Has it really?
So anyone else?
I've seen
posting,
it there.
Oh, is that right? Well, anyone else posting footage of individuals, or private individuals such as public officers of the law,
right?
Who are of course private individuals with families and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? You could be threatening their livelihoods or their
family that is separate, that is not them. The family didn't commit the action.
That's at least fair. Yeah, the family didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Do you guys see that cops in some places
that one
are
can kind of get around and
wait, hang on. What's Brit saying?
Did you guys see that cops at some places are now putting on music when they're getting filmed?
No shit.
Yeah.
Copyrighted.
What?
Get taken down.
That is fucking horrific. Oh my god, are you kidding me?
But the thing,
fuck that.
Well, at least you can't make money on the fucking clip.
Well, remember,
that's fine, but it just sometimes your shit will just get taken down for copyright, regardless of. Yeah. That's
you put a
horse
Beatles
shit.
song up on anything. If you even retweet someone that puts a Beatles song up, they could suspend you. I actually got a Twitter timeout just for retweeting somebody who played a Beatles song.
That's what I'm saying. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, they said we know you might not have done it on purpose, but you're not allowed to.
Did you guys watch that little Aaron Schwartz
instead of a spanking? Right, we'll just give you a smack on the wrist.
Did you guys watch that little Aaron Schwartz video that I
the MCA laws or whatever?
But it's not even that's fucked up though. If cops are doing that, that is really fucked up.
Oh, they are. You can look it up.
I believe you. No, I believe you because cops are fucking scum. But holy shit.
Well, also, let me play a little devil's advocate, because the thing is, you've seen some of these videos of people recording cops. They are legitimately inserting themselves into the situation, yelling at the cops, egging the person on to escape, which is no. They are also getting closer. Illegal, they're also getting closer to the scene, which makes the scene not secure. Fun fact, there's actually an argument to say that the crowd is more to blame for George Floyd's death than Officer Chauvin, because the crowd made the scene no longer secure.
Yes. That's definitely an argument. That is an argument. I acknowledge that is an argument. I don't think that's... Oh, that doesn't mean that you can't film the police.
You can film the police, but you better damn well be quiet and a distance away.
But if they're playing copyrighted music, off the top, then what's the point? You don't have to be quiet either. Yeah, you don't have to.
There's
No,
also
that's
an
bullshit.
argument to be made that
Bullshit.
fuck the police.
Yeah, that's definitely
I
an argument
believe,
to be
I
made.
believe that.
100% fuck the
And
police.
as far as just a side note, because I want to piss everyone off, I haven't pissed off yet.
Alright.
Just wanted to like point it out that George Floyd had the unique opportunity and ability to be the first person to die not from COVID while having COVID.
True. True.
That's fucking based.
Brilliant. Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you were trying to piss us off.
Jake, this is going to be a little bit naughty to say, but George Floyd not being around may have made the world a better place.
May have.
Did it? I mean, look at fucking Minneapolis, bro.
I mean, hang on.
In the long run.
Without George Floyd.
The world, yeah, well, listen.
Would there have been a Kyle Rittenhouse?
Since the death of George Floyd.
Probably.
Right, since the death of George Floyd, a capital B black man at the hands of Derek Chauvin, lowercase w white police officer, sparked racial unrest across the country in the summer of 2020. And that's the fucking paragraph that it gets every fucking news article.
Yeah.
Every single news article refers to that shit.
Yep.
In the same goddamn wording. Every fucking time.
It wouldn't surprise me in the least bit if leftist leaders were behind George Floyd's death. I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying it was the best thing that ever happened for the left.
See,
and
I think
that they were just looking for a reason to start a fight. Like, they're just looking for a reason for this tinderbox to go up. So George Floyd could have been anyone, to be perfectly honest.
Thank you. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I was going to make that same point.
He couldn't have been a white man.
No, couldn't have been.
Well, yeah, because about a year prior, there was a white guy that had a legitimate, they did find damage to his lungs and esophagus when being sat on by cops. And no one talked about it.
Well, I mean, if you mention Duncan Lemp,
that's him.
Twitter,
that's the name.
You will have the Tariq Nasheed fans coming after you, and people like that are just like, why you gotta again? You're not an ally. Why you always gotta bring up a white boy? I don't know. Why do we still have to talk about George Floyd?
I don't know. How about this? How about we just talk about police brutality? How about we talk about the police suck? And we forget. I brought this up on
the conversation the whole time.
Right, I brought this up on Steven's stream earlier. Is that they're bringing up good points about education being fake. They're bringing up good points about police brutality. They're bringing up good points about all these other things, but they can't get rid of the race stuff. So therefore, I can't. Now I know how to argue against you because the only thing you can do is bring up the race. No. It's everybody. Everyone's being gaslit. It's not just you. Everyone. The gaslighting is for everyone. It's not just black people. It's not just brown people. It's not just whatever. Right? It's not just white people. It's every fucking body is being gaslit all at the same time. Yeah. And that's the point, right? It's like
I mean, I brought up Kings County one. I brought up at the beginning of this Kings County. I brought up how many women are victimized by law enforcement officers, how many women that are married to law enforcement officers that are victims of domestic violence
over 30%.
I brought up the fact that when I was 16 years old, something that had personally happened to me by a police officer, and luckily my grandfather happened to be police of a major city that everybody in probably the whole country knows. In California, was chief of police in that city. And I was very lucky that I wasn't sexually assaulted by a police officer, and it was really my last name and a friend pulling up. And I think that, and it's so common that the story, other women aren't even shocked when I talk about it.
Well, we can't talk about that.
Pretend, but we've all had to pretend, or a lot of people have had to pretend that this is just a issue with people of color, and it's not even disproportionate to them. It's the fact that certain people in this community want to see, just the police not aggressing on people and not abusing people, but also they really want to be victims and they also really want to have a spotlight. And you can't have both. You want to have a movement where other people are like, hey man, they hurt me too. And you turn around and go, yeah, but you're not as hurt as I am because this and this and this and this. It's like,
right.
Do we want to stop the problem?
It's your fault that your fault that I'm hurt more than you are. And, right? You're at fault for the way I'm hurt, even though.
No. So you're trying to apply logic to it. That's the right. It's not about the logic. It's about the narrative. The narrative trumps all. It's all about the narrative. It just applying logic to it is like a post hoc thing. We do that afterwards. Like we make our statement and then we have to justify it afterwards. We don't have like a principled position when it comes. I'm saying like as we. I mean like if once you're on the left, right. That's what like they kind of do, is that there's no kind of principled position. Just it's here's how I feel. It's an emotional argument, and justify that through logic, and it never works unless you're not allowed to show that it doesn't work. Yeah. And that's where the social media bans come in.
I see the abuse that cops are doing. I completely understand it. I'm in the camp of
I know you're a statist though. Go ahead.
Put body cams on all of them. Revert back to the duly elected local sheriff being the end all be all of policing, so that
I'm down with that. That's better. Yeah, better. Yeah.
Combine that with making sure the cops are paid better, thus we can have higher standards of police. Mm-hmm. That are better trained.
But then who's paying them, right? Now my taxes are raised because.
Well, I would. The thing is, I would pull a lot of it from a lot of the welfare stuff because that is just perpetuating the problem, not actually solving it. So
I mean, that's.
Yeah. Imagine defunding welfare to increase the funding for police.
Yeah, that's never going to happen. At least not in this state, not in our lifetime.
What about not? I mean, the other things that could help the situation are. Not calling 911 again when you see a homeless person passed out on a bench, but having another number that you call, something that actually helps someone. What about like?
And then you get the story of local social worker who is trying to help homeless person get stabbed to death. Now cops will be deployed with social workers.
Hang on.
So you rush up a whole thing because of a scenario that you literally made up.
That could happen, right? No, it's true. It could happen though. It's true. It could happen.
To a cop too.
It could happen. So
people that are trained to de-escalate these situations can be trained to de-escalate certain situations as opposed to like.
But de-escalation is not a guarantee.
No. There is. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing. Yeah.
Like, there's no guarantee of any of it. So it's
also, Seawall, police generally, there are a few exceptions, but generally, police only exacerbate the situation. They very rarely de-escalate. They usually escalate.
Which is why I want better trained police, which include de-escalation tactics. But the problem is, de-escalation doesn't always work.
Of course not.
So if you send out an unarmed social worker,
police either it doesn't work with police either. So,
but the problem is they're paid.
Maybe we should just get away from. Maybe we should just not have police at all. Our social workers or anything. Our government, like it's
the government. I agree with your third statement there. We shouldn't have government. We can have police and we can have social workers. We don't need to have government. Yeah. Right. I mean, these things can be privatized. These things can easily be privatized, and they'll be more and cheaper.
Yeah, if they were privatized, you'd have a much higher standard because the private company only gets money if they're doing a good job and they're getting approval of those that they're protecting. There is a possible runaway issue of them basically acting more like a border force, preventing certain people from entering a region, but that's a side effect of privatization.
I mean, that could happen, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
but at the end of the day, why do you want to move into the neighborhood where literally everyone hates you for either an immutable characteristic or your beliefs? Why are you moving there? Yeah. Why are you being an idiot?
Yeah, I know. I know this might trigger a Brit, but Dave Smith had a great joke about that during his special.
I am triggered because I've never seen Dave Smith have a great joke.
Have you seen his special? Oh, his hour.
Yeah, I didn't find it special.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Okay, but he has a part about because preface, Dave Smith is Jewish, right? So he talks about moving Israel from Israel, or moving Jerusalem to like Canada. Like he's like, just move them over there. And they're like, oh, but what about the property rights of the people in Israel? And he's like, great, yeah, I respect property rights as much as the next guy, but everyone in the neighborhood hates you. You should probably move out. Like that was his whole point, right? Like
I
if
just
everyone in
don't
the neighborhood hates
understand
you should probably
the-
just fucking move out.
I
That
mean,
was
give
the
it
point
about
he
a
was saying.
generation or
need.
two, and Canada might be changing its tune. But
I don't.
Well,
I
okay,
don't
but I'm just saying.
understand some
It was a
folks'
funny point though. Is that
tendency
like
to insert themselves in places they're not really wanted. I don't think
well, I mean
I'll
that's definitely true.
understand that mentality. I mean, if you have to deal with that his hostility all the time, isn't there a better place where you can find
Well, I mean,
happiness?
it's like why would you specifically move into that place, right? I get like
Right? Why
there
would you?
and like get to fine, right? That happens all the time. Where you find yourself in a situation you can't move out of it because you don't have the means to. That totally happens. Fine, no problem. But like, why would you specifically move into a place that hates you, right? I'm not talking about
go to a place?
Israel at this point.
yeah.
I'm just talking about
Well,
in general.
also the problem is
like
that
just in general. Like, why would you move into a place that?
the analogy kind of falls apart because once you get to countrysized, there is a certain point of like, look, the problem is the people that hate them, they don't hate them for just they actually do hate them for just existing there, but they also hate them because they also hate them because they control a city that by the admission of their own prophet was never theirs.
Okay, well, we don't have to get into that whole thing.
Yeah, that gets into an extremely.
First of all, I was just paraphrasing a joke made by a comedian.
But yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
right?
So.
It was a paraphrase of a joke by a comedian.
Basically, TLDR, it'd probably be a very bad idea for a Southern Klansman to move into Harlem.
Right, exactly. The same thing. Why would you? Why would you? Yeah, why would you move into a area that hates you? Like, ever?
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
but we can move on. Yeah, let's please. Let's skip. Let's skip. Yeah, let's skip several.
A lot.
Hold on. Okay. There is one news article we do have to do because Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
It's a little bit of Schadenfreude.
Somebody watched Aiden Palin's video on Schadenfreude.
I knew the term for years, bro.
I don't know. All right. Fair enough.
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah. We're already over time.
Yep. So, but just CNN says host Chris Cuomo is suspended indefinitely. He's been fired, guys.
Oh,
yeah, after it was revealed he used his media sources to find out info on his brother Andrew's accusers.
But everybody really liked him.
I want to point out though that there was no lack of, and I was really worried about this because I know people have let it go. There was no lack of people pointing out that Donald Trump helped his children when he was president, and the people that Donald Trump was related to doing things that Donald Trump talked about and did when Donald Trump was in charge of Donald Trump World, Donald Trump America, Donald
I'm
Trump.
confused.
Yeah.
Wait, so hang on. Can I?
Every comment on this was Trump.
I was going to say, can I have a nickel for every time you say Trump?
Yeah. Well, I think it's also the end of the day. Trump is probably one of the most investigated men in American history.
Oh my god, for real, like legit.
And they couldn't find an actual crime.
Almost more than Christian. Like, almost. That's ridiculous. His ass has been investigated more.
Not joking when I say that under the comment section of this, it was so much.
But what about Trump?
Probably Trump was mentioned more than Cuomo.
Yeah.
But what about Trump? It's like, okay,
what about
see, what's so funny? That's what's so funny is if all you do is be like, yeah, him too. Now what?
Yeah.
Like, now what? What do you have? What's your next answer? Because you expect me to defend him. So if I just say, okay, yeah, him too. Now what?
Well, the other answer was, it's his brother. I understand. It's like,
okay,
really?
understand.
Because 2 comments ago, you didn't understand Donald Trump.
Right. You didn't understand
Not
him
only that,
defending his
but,
family. Well, because Donald Trump is not a human.
You don't
CNN
understand
Cuomo
my
is a
manga,
human,
but you
right?
understand this shit.
Also, CNN claims it follows the standardized journalistic ethics, which this is clearly beyond the fucking pale. They claim to follow it, which includes, using your sources for personal gain. You're not supposed to do that as a journalist, period.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I get it, but my question in all of this is, and like you guys can put on your tinfoil hats, but what did Chris Cuomo really do?
Oh, dude, we stay with our tinfoil hats on.
I mean,
We don't,
seriously, this is not why Chris
we don't
Cuomo
take them off.
was suspended. There's no way
of course not.
this is the reason, because I'm really waiting for the dead hooker.
Well, because it's like, if
Ghislaine
CNN
Maxwell trial did start.
exactly.
C-level
And
executives.
hang on. That's not the first one, right? That's not the first one. Him, Jack Dorsey, and there were several other.
I think the head of Chase Bank
also that were taken down.
C-level executives
in the last week. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Leaving.
Oh, also they're what was it? They had the pilot on today, and the thing is, there was about a half dozen names, including Bill Clinton, but it was also Trump, and the media is focusing on Trump. Yeah. Well, the thing is,
saw any sex on your airplane.
Dude, I don't give a fuck if Trump did. I don't give a fuck if he did. I don't give a fuck.
That's how you know.
They're all the same. Like, fuck them.
Well, also the only solid evidence we have of Trump ever being on one of Epstein's planes was he was hitching a ride with Epstein from, I think, Europe to New York.
He was going home.
He was going home. He was not going to the island. There is no evidence Trump has ever gone to that island.
Well, hang on. That doesn't mean that he doesn't have some plane or anything, right? Like he might.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like if look, is it Matt Groening, a quote unquote foot rub, and that was it, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who's to say that Trump didn't get that fine? I don't give a fuck. Like, not that I don't give a fuck, but like, okay, throw him too, throw him under the bus too. That's fine, but like, actually make something happen. That would be fantastic. I want something to happen from this, please. Like, please let something happen from this. Some elite go down. Go fucking down.
Well,
I'm not gonna protect anyone. If somebody shares some of my politics, but they do a bunch of evil shit, like,
fuck them.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah,
fuck them. Fuck that dude.
I don't care.
Get the fuck out of here. Gatekeeping is a good thing. Gatekeeping is a good thing.
I'm fine with it, man.
God damn.
Like let them all, burn it all for all I care. If there's a bunch of bad actors, I don't care what they stand for on the other side. I don't.
God. Finally, I'm not the only one who's collapsitarian up in here.
Like, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to defend your ass. Get the fuck out of here.
And if
all right, let's move on though.
Well, I mean, if we want to kind of finish up, I'll jump to the very last video, which is very apt for society right now.
Oh no, we can't just do other videos. We got to watch. Hang on.
Okay, if you're going to force other videos.
I'm going to force other videos.
Okay.
We skipped over all the news. We don't have to do all the videos.
Yeah.
Don't have to do this one.
Okay, don't do this one.
That one's cute. That one's cute though. It's cute.
A little bit of wholesome cuteness.
Palate cleanser. A palate cleanser.
Yeah.
This is adorable as fuck.
He's got a big silly stick.
He's got a branch. Look how proud he is. Look how proud he is with that stick. He's like, his tail's all up. His tail's all. Yeah, his tail is straight up. That means he's proud of what he's got. He's like, yeah, I'm a bad motherfucker.
Great big silly stick.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Let's see.
All right, let's move on to the next.
This one can skip over.
We can skip that one.
This one's only 2 seconds.
All right, 2 seconds. That's great.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah. Just fun little tricks people pull off sometimes.
Yeah.
This one was a surprise for you.
Okay, yeah, we got to see. See, you wanted to skip that for all of us.
Yeah.
And he wanted to skip it. That's what I'm saying.
Of course I wanted to skip this crap.
Midget.
Every time people ask me the same questions over and over again. My name's Farah. I am a trans woman as well as an intersex woman. My pronouns are she, her, they, them, or your grace. My eyes are tattooed. My nose is a piercing. I identify as a threat, a nightmare, and a goddess, so please bow down to me. I do not believe in God, I don't worship the devil, but yes, I am a Satanist, which means I am my own God and I worship myself. Thank you. Have a good day.
Oh,
Bye.
that cringe-ass Anton LaVey.
Oh,
I don't believe in
God.
Satan, but like I worship
Check the
myself, so
nose.
therefore I'm the Satan.
I can't
Like, oh my
stand
God.
people like this. And I don't care what's coming out of their face. I don't care that they're like, what words they're using or how they're identifying. It's the attitude of like, It's like,
Like,
okay,
I'm
you
so
fucking
sassy
dweeb.
and
Like,
awesome. Yeah.
like you're just a dweeb. And we all know you're
Dweeb.
fucking dweeb.
Oh my God.
High Leafs getting
We
the
don't
half
give a
track.
fuck. Like, I would have put you in a trash can in high school, you fucking loser. You found some way to, like, edge yourself into society where you can lord yourself over people some way because they're afraid of you. I still don't give a fuck because I think you're a fucking dork. So, I don't give a fuck.
Oh my God. There's like two 90s terms you used, dweeb
No,
and
well,
dork,
it's
all at
perfect.
once.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
no,
let's
you're
see.
100% right. You're 100% right. Like,
Yeah.
100%
We've
right.
got a request
That's
for,
just so
uh,
fucking
level
great.
of derision and
Oh my
scorn
God,
these
right.
people deserve.
well, okay.
Right.
High Leaf's
Oh
getting
my
his
God,
half
for
track. He
real.
wants me to get my half track, and Ron Helton's demanding the wood chipper.
Hey,
You say you
Ron.
don't care what's coming out of their face. I see what's on the middle of their face, and
Damn it,
the
Midget! Stop
nose.
noticing. Stop noticing.
That's not even that big of a nose. Let's calm down, guys.
it's
God, it's just not
protuberance.
tattooed. It's just
Yeah.
not tattooed.
You
Moving on.
need to identify as a nerd.
We can probably skip over this one.
Yeah,
we will.
Stelter wants to ban memes.
This one's wholesome, but we can skip over it.
Yeah.
Do we want wholesome? We want some more wholesome, I think.
Yeah,
Let's do
let's-
another wholesome.
Breaks down my salty facade, but alright.
Okay.
Well, it's a palate
Look
cleanser.
at the little furtos.
Wait.
All right, look how cute. Well, but this one,
Look, so many.
but this one's got some bunch of string.
Aw.
Yeah. Oh no! But look how scared it is. Like he doesn't know.
It's
He
okay,
doesn't
buddy.
know
It's
what he's trying
okay.
to do.
It's okay.
Aw.
See, that's why I wish you could like communicate with animals. I'm trying to help, buddy. I swear, I'm trying to help you, man. All right, go on.
Wasn't that bad?
Go
No,
on,
it's
bud.
not, of course. But it's like he's like, all
I'll
right,
make
go
my
on.
life.
He's like, oh, I'm not dead. Okay, great, cool.
It's a pleasure.
Aww,
Oh,
I know. And he's like, yeah, I get to survive. Like,
Yep.
I want to.
what a scary. I know what a scary like 30 seconds that was though.
Yeah.
He's like, oh
Aw.
fuck, I'm fucked. Oh, I'm okay. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay,
I'm getting a butt pat too. This is weird, but okay.
am I being detained? Like-
Yeah, am I free to go?
All right, cool. I'm
I'm
free to
sorry,
go.
Was my speed excessive or unreasonable?
No.
Do
All
I?
right, moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving
Please.
on. Next.
For God's
This
sake.
one.
No,
Oh
God,
God.
damn it.
Yes.
Please, moving on.
Yes. No, this one for sure.
Oh.
I had to
Fuck you guys.
experience this pain, so do you.
I'm checking out.
Hey guys,
Check
today I'm going
out.
to be showing you a day in the life of a girl who sells her farts in a jar. So I like to get things rolling with some beans, a protein
right.
muffin,
Beans and broccoli
sometimes
are
even
like the
a
two big
yogurt,
things
less
that'll
sugar is better,
make
some
you rip
hard-boiled
ass.
eggs, and today I decided I was going to make myself a protein shake with some yogurt added to it, and oh, I was feeling it for sure. While I
Oh my
wait for those
God.
farts to develop, I like to read.
So Brit.
I'm very smart, love to read.
Jeez.
And
Is this
then
maybe like
after
your
I'm ready
retirement
to
plan?
go,
You think?
I go ahead and,
you know what, I'll
do
be
my work,
honest,
do my
if I
job.
was
I don't need to show you
hot
that, guys,
enough,
but
I'd
I like to
absolutely
add in little
like
flower
this, I
petals. I
probably
feel
would.
like
I don't
they
think it
attach
matters
the scent
about-
and
I
make
think it
it
just
last
matters what-
longer. And when I'm finally finished
And like,
with
I,
my jar,
honestly,
I like to
honestly,
leave a
to people who
personalized
like
note.
farts,
I want to thank you so much to the 97
probably the
people
fatter
who've
and the
already purchased
nastier
their
the
jar of
farts
farts.
are, the
And as you
better.
know, they're on
Wait
sale
for
right
it.
now, 50%
Wait for
off
it.
with 1,000
There's an audience.
dollars. So go to my unfiltered and check
There's an
it.
audience for it, I promise.
I had
What
that
was it?
shirt in high school. I had it in black, exact top. So.
Yeah,
Why did we have to watch that?
So I
Because-
don't have to live with the pain alone.
right. Misery loves suffering, or suffering loves company. Whatever the fuck the thing is.
This one can skip over.
Now
It's 2
go
minutes.
Melissa.
Yeah, that's fine. DeSantis.
Yeah.
And then this is the war zone known as
Chicago.
Chirac.
Turn off the lights.
Fuck yeah, turn off the lights. Look at this motherfucker. You don't know what's happening?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Chirac.
That's a good one too, Chirac.
Oh, that's a nickname it's had for years.
No, I know. I wasn't crediting Mijjt with that. He grew up around there. I know.
Yeah. How did you survive?
Shit, Chicago. No, I didn't grow up in the bad parts.
Chicago land area.
It legit is the south side of Chicago that's bad. The north side is actually fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I've been. I've visited the north side.
But
last
thing. This is I think this is a microcosm for society right now.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so bad. Oh my god. How does that even happen? That can't be
That's a burst sewer pipe.
But that can't be in the United States.
No, that is in the US. That happens all the time in the US.
For real?
Do you know how many contractors cut corners?
Oh no, of course. No, hang on. Because I've been a contractor in the past. I absolutely know how many corners are cut. No, not doing that.
You literally cut corners though on carpet.
I literally did, right, because I did flooring. So we did carpet, we did laminate flooring. I get it. There's a lot of corners cut. However, the goal is to make it seem like you didn't cut the corner while you did.
Right. While you did.
Well,
that's the genius
it
in
depends
that job.
on this. Okay, there's an issue in several, funnily enough, blue cities and states.
The less money you spend, the more money you get.
Well,
right?
There's kind of a funny thing that's happening in various. It's been happening for years. It's seen in New York. It's seen, I think, in Illinois, Chicago, just due to their history.
Well, that makes
but what
sense
happens,
that it would be in a city. Yeah,
but what happens is these guys, the contractor, they'll do a couple of jobs under one LLC, then they'll dissolve the LLC and then do another one. And then what happens is then somebody finds out, they try to sue it. They go, "Oh, I'm not that company. That company doesn't exist anymore."
Yeah.
So you have to prove it's one and the same, even though it's owned by the same guy.
But I mean, there's got to be a record that this person.
It doesn't matter. You have to prove the old assets and the new assets are one and the same, and it's a near insurmountable hill to climb. A lot of the time,
that's fucked up.
I've had to do that, and I lost.
That's fucked up.
Lost a couple $1,000. My husband was out of town. I hired someone to knock down. I was making a outdoor kitchen, and we had the guy. He started the job, and I paid him a little bit. I was paying him a little bit along the way. I ended up paying him for the job long before it was finished.
That sounds like one of those Sounds like one of those. Miss Brit is is Mr. Brit around? Like one of those kind of
No, he was a kind of good old boy.
Oh, really?
He had done work for other people, and
okay. I was thinking either Mexican.
I never saw him again. Once we paid, my husband ended up having to knock down the whole framework and everything, do it himself, which it was I basically I'll take the blame, you take the punishment.
So I've dealt with a couple of contractors because I've done some project managing for my dad. He does real estate, and you really have to find a good guy, the guy.
Oh,
and once you find that guy, he does all your work.
And if he's not available, and if he's not available and you're desperate, you'll ask him for a referral. You'll ask him for a referral.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
We did. After that, we ended up using the people that my realtor used because she's been in that town forever. She knows every single contractor in the town because it's a small town. She does real estate.
Yeah.
And that was a great experience. But this dude, probably worst experience I've ever had. It cost me so much money just to fix what he did.
No shit. Katie Zed said her oven was hardwired into the fuse box. Are you fucking kidding me? That is.
Oh, they'll do that. They will do that. And as Katie said, that's the point of an LLC. It limits personal liability because the thing is, you have to do, basically in court. It's called piercing the corporate veil, and it's really hard to do.
Yeah.
It can be done.
And starting an LLC costs $200, $300.
Less than that in some states.
That depends on what state you're in.
Yeah.
It's like $200-$300 though. Like
Yeah, so you basically
on
use it
average.
for like 3 to
Like,
5 jobs, and then
Yeah.
boom, you make another one because you're cutting
You
so many
make- yeah.
corners.
right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, terrible. Holy shit. Yeah. God damn.
And then there's the whole world of subcontractors.
Oh my god, yeah, that's even
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
So-
even out here, my husband basically what he does for studios is construction work, a lot of it. So we know a lot of people, and even out here, like they were like, don't have a house built, just buy one that's already built, have one that's gonna get inspected, do all of it beforehand. My brother owns a home inspection company. He's kind of said the same thing. He's like, it's just such a roll of the dice trying to build a house anymore.
Damn.
So you have to really know who you're hiring.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
if I ever got
but
this giant pile of money, I know who I'd be hiring, and it'd be the guy, and it would be basically the guy that is one of the few approved for the private ranch my folks live at. And because that guy has been vetted to God knows how many times, he knows, and I guarantee with how long he's been in the industry, he knows every good carpenter.
That's what
in
you
the
need.
area. Yeah.
You need the old head.
Yeah.
Like you need the old
yeah.
head who's there and he's like, I've done so many jobs and I'm gonna do them. Like he's like 3 days from retirement. Like that's the dude you want. Like
Yeah.
because he's gonna know his shit.
Yeah.
I don't
And he's
know.
gonna do it
I
right.
guess
He's
it's-
gonna make sure it's done right by his cronies or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like yeah. Because I mean, like I said, dude, I worked in the flooring, like just putting in, like nothing to do with foundations, nothing to do with supports, so like, nothing like crucial with just flooring. Dude, they take so many shortcuts, like it's ridiculous, so ridiculous.
I mean,
And
just so much. I've seen so much of it. We had even when we had people come work on our roof, and the guy was talking to me, and I was like, that doesn't even make sense for what you're doing. And he was like, well, I know you might have Googled it. And I was like, actually, I didn't Google it. My grandparents own the biggest commercial roofing company in California. My stepdad worked for them for 20 years. So I could call my stepdad in front of the guy. And I was like, this is what he wants to do. And my stepdad didn't realize he was in the room. And he was like, don't let that guy on your fucking property again.
Damn,
it's like,
nice. Fuck yeah.
It's like
You
people
gotta
will
know
lie
people. You
straight
just gotta
to
know
your
people.
face.
You gotta know people. Yeah, it's tough if you don't know people. Like really, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
like I said,
I mean-
like my dad's got his contract guy he works with. He doesn't work with other people now because of that. Those times getting burned, and then now you're out. $1,500 off of this one job.
Oh,
You want
well-
a tree taken down? Well, this guy's not reliable. That's $2,500 that you
Yeah.
paid him to take down a tree that you now have to pay someone else
Well,
similar
also,
amount of money to do it.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Kind of a
Yeah,
funny
it's
anecdote
crazy.
from mine is when I got my house, and we were getting the washer and dryer in. We found out the dryer wasn't working properly. We were doing some testing, and it wasn't giving the right voltage. And we made one phone call, because the thing is, my dad's an accountant. Specifically, he's a business consultant accountant. So he's got guys in, I swear, every industry.
Okay.
And
Okay,
I
hang
had
on.
an electrician on the line from California walking me through everything.
Dude, I just want to bring something up real quick. I'm being challenged to a debate in the chat by Hey Leaf about the police in general. So we're not going to do that.
I'm being
Obviously,
challenged
not right now.
in my attention span.
No,
so
I'm not saying. Hang on, I'm not saying right now. What I'm saying is, let's set something up for that. Even if it's just the two of us, that's fine. But like, let's set something up because I have a lot to say about the police, and I'm sure he does as well.
Well,
And I think that'll be good.
we'll
That'll be
look
fun.
into it. But Johnny, I guess it's time to play us out.
Play us out. All right. So, guys, let's hit the like button if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Down below in the description, we have all of our links to all of our stuff. We have our Twitter, which is at the Porch Bois podcast, or just at the Porch Bois, I believe. is what it says. At the Porch Boys. We have our Discord server link down there, so if you want to chat with us more about things such as this, you may do so there. That's the best place to do it, in fact. You can also support us at buymeacoffee.com/theporchboys. The link is obviously in the description. So if you want to do that there. And we'll see you guys next week. And also, Brit, if anyone who does not already want to find you, where can they find you?
Usually I'm at the Target in Alpharetta.
You can find her spending multiple thousands of dollars.
I'm on Twitter at Tweets by Brit. I'm on Clubhouse at Salt by Brit. Everywhere else, all of those like locals of me, it's Salt by Brit. Friday nights, the Fab Show. I have my new show coming out with Sean Hickman the beginning of the year. And Thursday night, you could see me on with Sarah Hickman. If you guys want to check that out, I'll be talking about how we want to try and help the homeless in Atlanta and kind of not just give them a handout, but really secure, help people secure their own futures. That's it.
Very nice. I think that's
awesome.
Cool.
Thank you so much for joining us, Brit. We've been looking forward to your guest appearance for a while, so I'm glad that you were able to join us.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Always a pleasure chatting with you.
You too. Always fun.
Yeah.
Yes, I know I'm a filthy sadist.
Filthy statist, not sadist.
Filthy
statist.
Filthy statist, yeah.
Statist, not sadist. Right.
No. I am
Although
not
there's not much difference between the two. You can't be a statist without being as well. That's true.
There you go. That's right. You have to want to oppress others. It comes from within.
It does. It comes from within.
The face tattoos, though, right?
Actually, you might not have seen Seawall's face. I've seen Seawall's face. He is covered in tattoos from head to toe. It's absolutely ridiculous.
That's right.
I don't totally if it weren't for work from home, this guy couldn't get a job.
That's right.
That's
the only reason he's got him.
Well, I mean,
it's why he orders pizza delivery
and
attendees
from
home.
Hiding most of it.
What's that? Oh yeah, you usually wear the mask. That's why you don't see the. Yeah. So you're not trying to hide your identity. Hide your degeneracy is really what it is, right?
I think I'm actually one of the few people that have Seawall. So should have remembered. Yeah,
probably about a dozen or so online.
There's been a few people who have actually seen.
Yeah.
Then inaccuracies such as it is clean. Right, obviously it's tattooed up in reality, but we're gonna just talk about how it's clean, shaven, and he doesn't have a beard, and he doesn't have any tattoos, no piercings, right? All these falsities. But anyway, so we'll see you guys later.
See y'all later.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.